Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The April 15th, 2009 meeting of the City Council is called to order. This meeting has been properly noticed and posted in compliance with the open meeting law. These proceedings are being presented live on KCLV Cable Channel 2 and are closed captioned for our hearing impaired viewers. The council meeting, as well as all other KCLV programming, can be viewed on the city's website at www.kclv.tv. The proceedings will be rebroadcast on KCLV Channel 2 and the web the Wednesday of the meeting at 8 p.m. and also on Friday at 4 a.m., Saturday at 7 p.m., Sunday at 7 a.m., and the following Monday at 1 p.m. At all of our council meetings, I make a cautionary announcement that the building, and particularly these chambers, are protected by a state-of-the-art fire detection and suppression system. So if alarms should activate, please leave through the exits and wait outside until our marshals tell you that it's okay to come back in. As I say, this is just precautionary, no reason to think that it would take place. So before we begin with the agenda, would everyone please rise for the invocation by Dr. Pastor Ann Jones, Life Christian Center, and please remain standing for the pledge.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You may bow your hats if you like. We come in prayer this morning with praises and thanksgiving to you, God. We thank you for your mercy and your kindness. And we ask that you would bless this meeting, this great council, all those that are in attendance. Let us have wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and thy will be done. Amen.
Amen. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning once again, ladies and gentlemen. This is the ceremonial portion of our agenda. And for the first item, we're going to recognize our April Employee of the Month. I'd like to ask Margot Wheeler, who's the Director of Planning and Development, to join us up here. And I'm proud to announce that the April Employee of the Month is Ed Oakley. Ed? Come on up, Ed. And I understand that you have some family members with you here. Why don't you have them join you up here, please? Who do we have? Your wife?
My wife, my mother, and my other mother.
Okay, that's very, very good. All right, that's fine. Welcome. Now, Ed is a mail courier with the Planning and Development Department. This is a very special story. He's been with the city of Las Vegas since December of 2004, and he takes extreme pride in his work, always striving to provide exceptional customer service and looking for ways to save taxpayer dollars. Just last year, Ed was instrumental in working with Fleet Services to help the Planning and Development Department trade in older, energy-inefficient cars for newer hybrids. Ed also saved taxpayer money by clearing out more than 150 storage boxes from an off-site rental facility, saving the department $200 a month. And believe me, during these very challenging economic times, every dollar that we save goes a long, long way to providing other services in the community here. So we appreciate this. And the department had paid for this rental for more than 18 years, and finding savings like this, as I said, is really critical. So on behalf of the entire City Council, we'd like to congratulate Ed on being named the April 2009 Employee of the Month. This is the best part. You get the plaque, you get a $100 Visa card, and that's compliments of the Nevada Federal Credit Union. And what's the story? What's the story with the workout place? 24-hour fitness. You know I'm not fit, so I had a hard time thinking about that. Aren't we doing that anymore? Why?
Just didn't work out any longer.
It,
We're trying to work out a new
I'm going to work out a new deal for Ed. Okay?
That's fine.
Okay, I'm going to take care of you, Ed. I'm going to get you in shape, too. Okay? Here we go.
Thank you, Mayor. Ed is an exceptional employee. Judy Tuttle in the Human Resources Department called me and indicated that there was an employee that had been working in maintenance and severely hurt his back, and she thought he'd be just perfect for the courier opening. And I thought, great, but I'll talk to him. And from the day he showed up, Ed has brought not only his intellect and his creativity and his can-do attitude to the department and all the departments he serves every day, but as Denise Kaplan said when she wrote up this nomination, he is a goodwill ambassador for the department. He brightens the day of everyone that he speaks to, and you just can't be glum when Ed is around. He has not only excellence in his work, but in his attitude, and is exactly the kind of the asset that the city of Las Vegas enjoys.
Thank you very much, Margaret. Ed?
Thank you. I can't be myself without the people that I work with. Awesome group of people at the DSC, City Hall, city engineers, the East Yard, the West Yard. Everybody there allows me to be myself. I work with a great group of people. They allow me to be natural and just be myself, and I love my job. I love working with everyone that I work with.
That's great. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Congratulations. Nice having you. Okay. For our next item, we're going to recognize April as Child Abuse Prevention Month. To help make this presentation, I'd like Marcy Jackson, Deputy Director with the Area Health Education Center of Southern Nevada, to please join us. Marcy, welcome. Nice having you here. You know, it's amazing in these times that child abuse is a problem in our community that really can affect anyone. All you have to do is pick up the newspaper. It looks like every single day it's an incident like this taking place. And organizations such as the Area Health Education Center of Southern Nevada are fighting hard to prevent child abuse and neglect by partnering with social service agencies, with the schools, civic and faith-based organizations, law enforcement agencies, and the business community. In 2002, the Area Health Education Center received funding by the Children's Trust Fund to establish a Nevada chapter of Prevent Child Abuse, a national organization. The chapter coordinates statewide child abuse prevention efforts and activities and provides legislative advocacy for child abuse prevention. So on behalf of the entire City Council, I'm proud to proclaim April as Child Abuse Prevention Month. And I'm going to ask everyone to increase their participation in efforts to prevent child abuse in our community. So, Marcy, with that, would you accept the proclamation and tell us the good work that you're doing?
Thank you so much, Mayor. I appreciate the notice to be here. Throughout the state, we had over 12,000 reported cases of child abuse this last year. And of course, with the economic times being what they are, a lot of parents and caregivers are really stretched thin right now. And we want to make sure that those caregivers and parents know that there are resources out there to help them with learning about how to cope with the stress, to increase their parenting skills. And there are social services available to help them through some of their tough times. So please, if you're one of those people who needs help, go to our website at www.snahec.org or call us at 318-8452 and let us help you. Obviously, prevention of child abuse is one of the most important things that we can do. We want to make sure that everyone is involved in helping us have healthy, happy children. Thank you.
Please give the website again and the
Yes, website is www.snahec.org. The telephone number is 318-8452. We can link you with various partners of Prevent Child Abuse Nevada statewide. If you aren't from Las Vegas, we can find someone that can help you in another part of the state as well.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, this next item has me sweating a little bit. We're recognizing an event that's become very near and dear to my heart the last few weeks. I haven't been able to sleep. I'm sweating. My hands are wet. My stomach is churning. A little headache now and then. This coming Sunday, April the 19th, I'm going to be participating in an event to battle cancer, and it's called Dancing with the Las Vegas Stars. Forget about it. The event pairs local celebrities with dancing professionals in a battle against cancer. And 6 outstanding local charities are involved in this event and represented by the dance teams. And I'm lucky enough to be representing the American Cancer Society. So before we tell you a bit more about this upcoming dance-off, I'd like to ask some folks to join us who have put an awful lot of work into this amazing event. First, Lisa Richard, the Director of Development for The Caring Place. I think this was Lisa's idea, and I hate her. The Caring, I really don't like the lady. The Caring Place is the organization that had the idea for the event and got it started, and I don't like these ladies much more. Would Paulette Anderson and Heather McGowan with the American Cancer Society join us? And finally, my instructors, and I'm sure they're going to want me to take that back after Sunday, the Delgados, Tom and Dana, would you please come up here? That's Tony. Tony. I know. Well, some moron with the city typed it wrong. What can I tell you? Oh. Tony and Dana, they've given me 2 lessons so far. And, excuse me? They've been very painful. I had a Charlie. You guys with is this a hockey team here? You look like hockey players. Could you imagine having a Charlie horse that starts in your rib cage and goes all the way down to your big toe, okay? That's what happened to me 2 days after my last lesson. I couldn't move. I was in agony. I can't stand any of you. I really can't. But I'm going to turn this over to them. They'll tell you all about it, and on Sunday we'll see what happens.
Well, we love Mayor Goodman in spite of what he thinks of us. I'm Paulette Anderson, Communications Manager for American Cancer Society, and we are very, very honored to be part of this cancer fighting dance-off on Sunday. And Lisa Richard will talk to you about that. And we do thank you, Mayor Goodman. We know you're running the city and in between a little dance here and there, so we appreciate you making that effort. And we know you're going to be smashing on Sunday. And just so you know, the American Cancer Society, we help families, cancer patients, caregivers. We provide research, education, advocacy, and free services. So if anyone knows anyone that's going through treatment, we have support groups. We have free wigs, free hats, free turbans, free liquid supplements, anything they need to help them as they're navigating through their cancer journey, even the transportation to their treatment centers. So there's a lot of worthwhile organizations, and we're all winners on Sunday. We're all going to be winners either way. We're getting our awareness message out. And on that note, I'm going to hand this over to Lisa Richard, who's running it. And we have different celebrities. Our celebrity is Mayor Goodman, so vote Mayor Goodman. And it's only $1 a vote. And now I'm going to turn it over to Lisa Richard. And again, thank you on behalf of American Cancer Society for supporting us.
The Caring Place is the organization that is hosting this event, and we're a relatively new charity here in Las Vegas. We are an oasis for cancer patients in the Las Vegas Valley. We provide therapies, programs, services that complement medical treatment, and we do it all free of charge with 100% volunteer certified therapists and instructors. And we decided to do a fundraising event to bring together our partners, the American Cancer Society, Susan G. Komen, Race for the Cure, the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, Speedway Children's Charities, and the Candlelighters. And we have an amazing group of celebrities that will be dancing on Sunday at Rain Nightclub. Please visit dancingwiththelasvegasstars.com. The votes are $1. 100% of the money goes to the charities, and we're selling the tickets at Ticketmaster, and it's going to be so much fun. Lance Burton is hosting the event. We have celebrity judges, including Robin Leach and Frank Marino and Tony Delgado, and it's going to be a really, really fun, terrific event. $25,000 in prize money for these charities has been sponsored by Comprehensive Cancer Centers of Nevada. So it's an amazing, fun event. Please come and see this guy dance.
Tony?
I just want to thank you for being such a good sport, because you see all the other contestants, they're like half your age, and they have a lot more time, so they've been at the studios every day. But you know, you're doing really well. You know what surprised me? He went back in his office, and we were outside of his office, and 10 minutes later he comes out and he goes, I need to speak to you. And I'm like, we're in trouble. He goes, how does that spin go again? He'd been in the office practicing. Can you just show us one of your moves? One move. You guys want to see one move? Do he named his steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Okay, we got to practice some more. But that was pretty good. Woo! He's going to be doing the tango. Oh, by the way, your employee of the month, they can come work out at ours. Forget 24 hours fitness. So make a note on that. So what's this about, Oscar?
I'm going to be giving you the Dancing with the Las Vegas Stars American Cancer Society Day proclamation. We're asking all the citizens to recognize this Sunday as that day and to have a good time with us while we battle against cancer. And there's only one wish I have to make, and I mean this seriously, and I'm looking up there. I hope Lance Burton makes me disappear before this. Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate it. Thanks. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Oh, boy. Okay. Councilman Ross is now going to do something that not as serious, but very, very important. He's going to recognize the Centennial High School girls soccer team first, and then he's going to recognize the Centennial girls basketball team second, and both teams amazingly won the state championship. So congratulations, ladies. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Your Honor. Before I do this, and Your Honor, you might want to take these if you know what those are. Before I do this, I'm going to ask Councilman Steinman to join me, as some of these girls live in Ward 6 and some of these girls live in Ward 4. All of these girls live in Clark County Commissioner Larry Brown's district. I'm also going to ask Commissioner Brown to come up with us as well. Would you come up with us, Commissioner? Come on up here. He needs a little motivation. You see how much he's slowed down since he moved to the county. I've got to read these statistics. On March 11th, 2009, the Centennial High School girls soccer team won the Class 4A Southern Nevada Championship. They defeated Coronado High School in the Southern State Finals and were crowned as back-to-back state champions. Centennial has won the Southern Nevada title 4 times. 4 times. No team has won more than the Centennial High School soccer team. It is amazing to see the time and dedication that these players put into the game. They did a tremendous job. Not only are these girls absolutely beautiful, but they're extremely talented and intelligent and a great asset to the Northwest. Ladies, would the soccer team come on down here, please, and stand with us? Come on down here. I'll name your names off as you go. Half of you on this side and half of you on this side. I'm going to call your names out. They've already got their medals. We're going to give your certificates to your coach, and then they can disperse them. Okay, stop right there. Where's the mayor? Is he giving out his chips? Oh, good. The mayor is on cue. Please help me recognize, and ladies, raise your hand when I call your name. Brianna Arias, midfielder. Cheyenne Borregato, defender. Lexi Berry, defender. Sienna Drizzen, midfielder. Leslie Geisler, midfielder. Danica Greco, defender. Faith Johannes, defender. Sophie Kraza, forward. Tori Lawson, defender. Kelly McCoy, goalkeeper. Debbie McLaughlin, midfielder. Aaron McLaughlin, midfielder. Gretchen Mikulich, goalkeeper. Ashley Mosley, midfielder. Julie Owens, midfielder. Danielle Reeves, midfielder. Casey Scarborough, midfielder. Bethany Skelton, forward. Mel Stafford, forward. Miranda Silva, defender. Caitlin Thine, midfielder. Amanda Zam, defender. Jordan Srow, forward. Natalie Gilbertson, goalkeeper. Give them a great big round of applause. Thank you, Your Honor.
Right.
Now I'm going to ask their head coach, Emmanuel I am to come on down here. Coach, where are you? right here, and assistant coach Amanda Thomas. Come on down here as well. Coach, it's all yours.
I would like to thank our city councilman, Mr. Ross, our mayor, and also our administrators for having us here today. We're very humbled and honored to be here. The ladies here had a phenomenal season this year. We started the year on the right foot. All the things that we covered in practice, we believe in, being prepared for the games. So we did our parts in training sessions and practices and getting ready for the games. And we talk about, as a coaching philosophy, I believe in setting goals and working towards those goals. And one of our goals at the beginning of the season was to defend our status as state champions. And we certainly accomplished that. So thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Give them a great big round of applause. Coach, thank you very much. They get their certificates? Okay. Thank you, ladies. Have a seat. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Have a seat. Now we're not done yet. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate you. Thank you, ladies. On February 27th, Commissioner, you got to stand over here. Commissioner, you got to stand right here, buddy. How you doing? Good to see you. On February 27, 2009, the Centennial High School girls basketball team captured its 5th state title. Very impressive, ladies. 5th state title. They won by defeating the defending state champions, Bishop Gorman, for both the region and state title games in a nail-biting 59-58 victory. Absolutely incredible. In the school's history, the girls basketball team has won the division title 10 straight consecutive years. The region title 7 times and the state championship title 5 times. The overall record for 10 seasons, and this is impressive. Gentlemen, pay attention. 305 wins and 25 losses in 10 seasons. That's incredible. Do we have some tape rolling of the basketball team? You can see the talent on the court right there. Look at that. Was that the Gorman game, ladies? Oh. And she's going up. There's a basket. All right. Please help me recognize these wonderful young ladies for a tremendous and outstanding job. Again, not only are they beautiful, they're scholars, they're talented, and another great asset here in the city of Las Vegas. As I call your name, ladies, come on up. Courtney Hayes, Alexis Bird. Come on up, girls. Ashley Clems, Latanya Smith, Jazzery Isle, Nisha Henderson, Commissioner Brown's own Shannon Brown, freshman year, as a matter of fact, for Shannon Brown, Deanna Daniels, Liz Clayton, Rashonda Gray, and Kiera Washington, and Jonna Brown. And this is important as Jonna comes down. Jonna is the Nevada State Girls Basketball Player of the Year, the entire state of Nevada. Would head coach Karen Whites come down, and assistant coaches Cassandra Adams, Dana Massengale, and Katie Lutman please come down as well. There's never a shortage of talent in this city. Absolutely not. Now, before I hand the mic over to the coach, where are you, Coach? Karen, where are you? Right there. Stay right there. I need to say this, that Deanna Daniels, Rashonda Gray, and Jonna Brown are the powerful trifecta headed to Dixie College to be a powerhouse in southern Utah, and that's amazing. Give them another round of applause. Coach, tell us about your team.
Well, I don't know if I can think of stories right now. I just want to thank everyone for the opportunity to be here again. They're just a wonderful group of ladies, and not only do they work so hard on the court, but also off the court. We highly stress the whole package as far as a student athlete, and we were very proud this year that our team sported a team GPA of 3.43, which we thought was amazing, and they get it done. They work hard year round, and they know what it takes. And we talk about the things as far as sacrificing, dedicating, and committing yourself, and being loyal to a program. And you're looking at some girls that by far are the best.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you very much. That's great. Congratulations.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Now, for our last item, Councilman Barlow is going to recognize the UNLV Hockey Club team. Councilman Barlow.
Thank you, Mayor. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the distinct honor of recognizing a group of young men, Mayor, that although you'll be dancing on Sunday, these young men really do a wonderful job dancing on ice. These are the coolest guys you ever want to meet. Today, ladies and gentlemen, the UNLV hockey team finished the 2008-2009 hockey season 25-4. I must say something in regards to my dear friend, Mr. Frank Peroni, also known as Gramps, as the team calls him, has been with the organization since it was established in 2005. Coach Peroni supports the team by assisting them with the pregame preparations, as well as the management and the administrative duties. Not only is the organization composed of student athletes, but volunteers who are truly the heart of the team. Coach Rob Palin, is that how you pronounce it, Palin or Paulin? Oh, Pauline. Thank you, sir. And Coach Matt Edlin has dedicated numerous hours of their time to the team in the program. Thank you. As well as practice. With their advanced and skilled knowledge of hockey, both coaches have competed at the Division I collegiate levels, with Coach Palin playing professional in Europe. Their continued commitment was indeed the catalyst for the Rebels' 25 wins this season. Although the Rebels didn't move on to the national tournament this season, the program has grown tremendously from their start in 2005. They were eliminated in the first round, and I'm told by Coach Peroni that they played their hearts out. With most of the team returning next season, it's only a matter of time until UNLV Rebel Hockey Club claims an ACHA Division II national title, and I believe that. The UNLV hockey team has and will continue to contribute to the reputation of the Las Vegas Valley as a source and a top hockey playing team here in the city of Las Vegas. At this time, I would like to ask that the coaches please come forward, as well as the volunteers please come forward. Mr. Peroni and coaches, please. And also, I would be remiss if I didn't at least recognize the tremendous job in which the hockey players go out and play their hearts out on the ice. The last time I was on the ice, I fell on my back, so I know that that's not my area of expertise, so I'll leave that up to you cool guys. We have, and I know some of these names, I'm not going to pronounce these names because I'm going to chop them up. Guys, come forward. Come forward. I don't want to chop up your name. This is what I like to do. As you come forward, you're going to get a chip, and please state your name for the record.
Danny Kaminsky.
Danny Kaminsky.
Thank you. State your name for the record. Ryan Kremet-Bauer.
Jimmy Ross.
Anthony Greener.
Kyle Kempsey.
Johnny Beavers. Scott Rensman. Doug Wingler.
Joshua Jepson.
Mike Zinzola.
Blake Buskus.
Josh Heinen.
Ladies and gentlemen, these are the all-stars from UNLV hockey team. Where's your coach? Coach, please come forward. Coach Palin. Thank you for being here. Please share with us the great time that you had working with the young men from UNLV.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Very humbled to be here. Congratulations to the Centennial teams. Congratulations to the Employee of the Month and the cancer people. I think that's that are here. I think that's a great attribute. These guys here on the UNLV team have come a long way in the last 2 years. I started coaching right after they won 8 games, and last year they won 13, and then this year we won 25. So they're great great kids here. They're great students. We have an All-American, Josh Jasek here. Raise your hand, Josh. We'll have a Is there a reason why you guys lined up over here? And also we'll have a academic All-American, Ryan Kramapauer. These guys do wonderful things off the ice also. They go to elementary schools and help out, which is great for the community. Also, we have Dr. Dana Serra here at UNLV that really helps out with the academics. Dan, I don't know if you raised your hand. Paul Winnick. Is this off or on or what? Gramps, I think everybody knows Gramps here. And then Coach Edlin here. So thank you very much, and we'll be starting our season next year in September, and I hope to see some of you people out there. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, my champions from UNLV and my alma mater, UNLV hockey team. Thank you, guys. Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you.
Coming over for the big roundup? Yeah, I told him let's get there a little early because we had the noon traffic over at the courthouse and stuff like that. And the last time I got there, we're going to hard to get into RJC and into the parking garage. I got stuck outside the parking garage, and then I got stuck inside here.
Everything okay?
Betsy's AV switch to the dome, so she can always see how take a look at it one time as well.
Welcome back. At this time, I would like to excuse the mayor, who's had some other meetings he had to attend this morning, and I would at this time like to excuse Councilman Tarkanian, whose father is very ill this morning. I do have to mention, I'm sure that if she'd been here today, she'd have wanted to mention it also. Centennial High School girls basketball team beat Gorman High School girls basketball team for the state championship. But Lois's granddaughter, Danielle Diamante, is a star for Gorman High School also. So congratulations to Gorman for their fine year also. Our next item is item number 10. Any item from the morning session that the council staff and or the applicant wish to be stricken or held in abeyance to a future meeting may be brought forward and acted upon this time. Councilman Wilson, please.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Items that are being requested to be held in abeyance, is that what you asked
Yes.
for? Items number 23, number 38, numbers 50 and 51, numbers 52 and number 63, and I make such a motion.
Yeah, we have to have those read in the record. I'll go ahead and read them. Item 23 is approval of a change of business name for restaurant, service bar, and liquor cater license at 2620 Regatta Drive. Staff has to strike. Item 38 is approval of the First Amendment to the agreement to the Loan Development Set-Aside Housing and Low-Income Housing Trust Funds Program, funds to the Community Development Program Center of Nevada, LLC, for redevelopment of parcels at Emerald Breeze, 900 West Monroe Avenue. Staff has to strike. Item 50 and 51 is R24-2009, R25-2009 resolutions for the Emerald Breeze parcel located at 900 West Monroe Avenue. Staff has to strike. Item 52 is appeal regarding the nuisance notice in order to comply at 3369 Tom Boulevard. Property owners La Penta Lawrence, A Family Trust, Howard Brent, TRS. Staff has to strike. Item 63 is report, discussion, possible action regarding the Federal District Court decision in American Civil Liberties Union of Nevada et al. versus City of Las Vegas et al. Staff has to strike. Council Wilson made approval for these items. Are there any other items that we need to bring forward at this time? Hearing none, we've heard the motion, so cast your vote, please. Post, please. Motion carries. Item number 11 is approval of the final minutes by reference to the regular city council meeting of March 18, 2009. Could I have a motion, please?
Yes, Your Honor, move to approve.
We got a motion for approval. Cast your vote.
Mr. Chairman, I must abstain from this voting because I was not present at that meeting, only for one item via telephone. And that's you too.
And Mayor Pro Tem, I also must abstain as I was not present for that meeting, except for one item by telephone.
We have a problem here. We need 4 people to vote on this. I think with your disclosure that you weren't here, this is a formality to approve the minutes, and I appreciate the disclosure because you can't say that you read them and understand if they're right or wrong. But at the same time, I would say with that disclosure that I would urge both of you to vote at this time.
Following legal counsel, Your Honor, we will vote.
I have a question before we move forward, Mayor, if you don't mind.
Yes.
For Brad. Brad, even with an abstention, you're stating that he wouldn't be able to vote?
No, what I'm saying is I would not abstain on this. The abstentions are absolutely appropriate and required where there's a conflict of interest. The abstention here has been suggested by the council members not because of a conflict, but because of a lack of familiarity with the minutes. And again, if you feel uncomfortable with it, then continue to abstain. But if you have no reason to believe that they're inaccurate, you may vote yes.
Thank you for the clarification.
Okay, we voted. Can you please post? Motion now carries. Thank you. Item number 12 is items 12 through 51, with exception 23 and 38, are considered to be routine and are recommended for approval by the departments and may be enacted in one motion. Are there any items the council wishes to bring forward at this time? I would like to bring item 46 forward. Are there any other items? I'd entertain a motion for approval of the items.
Mayor Pro Tem, I'll move for the approval of those items, save and accept the ones that have been pulled forward.
Thank you. You've heard the motion. Please cast your vote. Please post. Motion carries. Item 46 is approval of the City of Las Vegas to support the fundraising efforts of the Las Vegas Veterans Memorial, a 501c3 nonprofit corporation, to install a Veterans Memorial monument at the Huntry Circle Park, generally located along Maryland Parkway, south of Charleston Boulevard. Jorge?
Good morning, Mayor and Council. Jorge Cervantes, City Department of Public Works. This item is for the city to provide support to a not-for-profit corporation, Las Vegas Veterans Memorial, who are doing a fundraising effort to build a Veterans Memorial at Circles Park. And with that, I'd be glad to answer any questions, Councilman.
No questions. Mike, are you out there? Bring your staff up here, please. And these are those people that are going to help us build a Veterans Memorial in the City of Las Vegas. Appreciate you being here. If you could just introduce your team. And
absolutely. My name is Michael Millett. I am the president of American Shooters and a director of the Las Vegas Veterans Memorial 501c3. This is Steve Christic, director and president of Progressive Force Concepts and another director of the 501c3. We have a short video prepared if we have time.
Absolutely.
And if we could watch that, then we're happy to answer any questions.
We live in an exciting city, a community with diverse population of proud Americans. We are the home of Nellis Air Force Base, the Nevada Test Site, the Nevada National Guard, and the U.S. Army Reserves. The Nevada National Guard and Reserves have represented the United States in its current conflicts, having been sent overseas more than any other state in the nation. Yet for all we have done to help defend our country, one important piece is missing.
As I've told many people that were going to be a veteran when they were off to go to boot camp, I've told them, you will never look at that flag again, and you will never look at Memorial Day or Veterans Day again the same way. The fact that we don't have a memorial here is something that I expected us to not have a memorial here because most people just don't care enough to make one.
Nearly every major American city has a memorial honoring our nation's veterans. Washington, San Diego, Los Angeles, Chicago.
We need a Veterans Memorial because so often people in today's society get so caught up in their everyday lives, which are by all means not simple. But we need to once again look back at our heritage. We all enjoy the benefits of democracy in our wonderful country, in particular Las Vegas, which I feel is the epitome of the American way. We need to pay heed to the expenses and the cost and lives and blood that's taken in the past, all the way from the Revolutionary War, all the way up to the present day. We are creating more veterans every day as we speak.
Perhaps we grew too fast. For decades, we were the fastest growing city in the nation. But Las Vegas needs a place to honor Nevadan and American heroes. The state of Nevada has the fastest growing veterans population in the United States. For all our desires, we have not been able to build a monument to Las Vegas veterans. And in the new economy, looking for government to create such a place is not realistic. But that doesn't diminish the sacrifices made by America's veterans. Now, 2 veteran-owned businesses have come together in a unified effort to make this memorial a reality.
As the president of American Shooters, I realize that there are a number of veteran-owned and operated businesses here in the Las Vegas Valley. Companies such as Progressive Force Concepts and us here at American Shooters feel we have a responsibility for our liberties. As a veteran myself, I know how difficult it is to be deployed and how difficult it is on our families. Having a Veterans Memorial in Las Vegas is simply a way for the community to say, thank you.
And now the missing piece of the puzzle will be in place, and Las Vegas veterans and their loved ones will have a place to visit and honor America's heroes.
Pretty awesome, Mike.
Thank you.
What we're doing here today is just allowing them to go out and try to raise the money to build this Veterans Memorial. I know we got a lot of work to do, but I'm willing to help any way I can. I know the City Council will definitely look forward to the day that we can have a grand opening of this Veterans Memorial. And so I do want to recognize Chris Christoph, who's in the audience today. It was his idea to have a Veterans Memorial, and I want to thank him for that. We're not going to have any public comment today, but again, we certainly support and hope that your fundraising is a huge success so that we can get this done sooner than quicker. And thank you very much. With that, my motion is for approval of this item. Please cast your vote.
Thank you.
Please post. Motion carries. Thank you very much. Item 52 has been held in abeyance. 53, hearing review for the vacant or abandoned buildings located at 4152 Silver Dollar Avenue, Units 5 and 7, 4168 Silver Dollar Avenue, Units 1 through 4, 68, 4186 Silver Dollar Avenue, Units 1, 5, and 7, property owner RHLA Plaza LLC. This is in Ward 1. I'm going to go ahead and read item 54, 55, 56, 57. That be okay, Devin?
Yes, sir.
'54 is a public hearing to consider report of expenses to recover costs for vacant or abandoned building located at 4152 Silver Dollar Avenue, Units 2, in the amount of $978 and excess of maximum penalty of $118,050 in daily civil penalties. 55 is public hearing to consider report of expenses to recover costs for the vacant or abandoned building located at 4152 Silver Dollar Avenue, Unit 4, in the amount of $978, excess of maximum of $118,050 in daily civil penalties. And item 56, public hearing to consider report of expenses to recover costs for the vacant or abandoned building located at 4152 Silver Dollar Avenue, Unit A, in the amount of $978, excessive penalty of $118,050 in daily civil penalties. And 57 is to consider the report of expenses to recover costs for the vacant or abandoned building located at 4186 Silver Dollar Avenue, Unit 6, in the amount of $1,658 and excessive maximum of $117,550 in daily civil penalties. Mr. Smith, this is a public hearing. I declare the public hearing open. Devin?
Good morning, sir, and council. Devin Smith, manager of Neighborhood Response. The purpose and background is that the condition of the property was a public hazard and an attractive nuisance. The Department of Neighborhood Services declared the property in violation and started legal notification. When no corrective action was taken nor an appeal filed, the Department of Neighborhood Services assessed fees according to Title IX. To date, there have been 6 inspections conducted at this location. The value of the property based on the sale date of August 2008 was $1,235,000. The recommendation is that the City Council approve the report of expenses for fees assessed for a total of, and I'm going to go ahead and break it down for the record, on 4152 Silver Dollar, Unit 4, a lien for the actual cost of abatement of $978, and consider assessing daily civil penalties of $118,050. Unit 8 would be $978 actual cost and $118,050 in daily civil penalties. Unit 2 would be $978 actual cost, $118,50 for daily civil penalties, and 4186 Unit 6 would be $1,658, and consider assessing daily civil penalties in the amount of $117,550.
Thank you, Devin. Is the owner present? You want to step forward, please?
And just for the record, Mayor Pro Tem, on the review that we pulled forward today on item 53, The conditions that we set forth for him to bring the units up to the standard that we accepted, to do the landscaping, the units that were occupied, to be sure that he went in and brought those up to current standards. He has met all those on the units that are occupied. He still has some units that are not occupied that he is in the process of rehabbing those, and he knows that he cannot occupy those units till my staff goes out and inspects them for compliance.
So we want to take item 53 separate, and then take items 54 through 57 separate?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, sir.
My name is Rex Henriette. I'm the managing member of RFH La Paz LLC, and in the video that you had shown was July 18th. I actually closed escrow on buying these units August 8th of 2008, and I was aware that there was ongoing problems with the property, obviously, and since I closed escrow in August, I have been working very with Mr. Smith's office, and I have gone through and re-landscaped. I brought pictures. I don't know if that would be of any use.
Put them on the overhead, please.
These.
This is the current condition of the property.
Yeah, I took these pictures a couple of days ago, and I have been working inside and out on the property. I've painted all 3 buildings, rehabbing every unit that I own of the 19, and working with Mr. Smith's office to get them to sign off on the rehab units so that I can put tenants in them. And I've just asked the council to consider, what I have done since I did inherit this problem, and I have worked my tail off, to be honest with you, to get these turned around and to be a betterment for the community. Thank you.
Okay. Devin, what are your abatement costs for item 53 at this time? Yes, okay. I'm sorry. Step forward, please.
Yes, my name is Malcolm Perez, 9237 Evergreen Canyon. I've got a copy here of the notice of all the corrections that needed to be done on that July 18th, and I was there this morning.
Now, who are you with? Are you with
I represent one of the units. I represent one of the units in 4152, Unit 6. I was there this morning before coming here, 7:30 in the morning. The main drain line on that building has not been repaired like what's shown on here. Okay. The landscaping that he's saying he's done, yeah, he's done it on the units that he owns the majority of. The laundry room in that 4152 building is still completely well, not completely, but it's got exposed piping, drywall hasn't been done. So the things that he says, all the things he says he's done, it's not really the case. And he was managing those units before taking control over them in August. There had been correspondence between him and an inspector of the city of Las Vegas that I'm aware of.
Devin, can you respond to that, please?
He was actually managing the property. He was not the owner. We started off dealing with a property manager prior to him taking him over. He came in, took him over as the property manager, and then became primary owner of most of the units in there.
Okay,
No, he was managing. He was the property manager.
What he's saying now, is there still pipes showing and stuff in the one in the laundry room?
That I'm not aware of. Staff has told me that he's complied with everything that was in the notice to take care of on the units that he was advised to take care of.
Could you work with this gentleman and have somebody go out with him?
Absolutely. I'll have somebody out there today.
I also have a notice of order from 2006 on this property that, from what I understand, just because someone sells a property doesn't eliminate any of the...
Sure,
right.
We'll get
this has been going on since 2006.
Okay. How much more does he have to do, Devin, to bring it up to code?
Actually, our code does not address unoccupied units as long as he keeps them secure and closed. I'm not sure of the actual number of units that still, but all of the units that are occupied, we have signed off on that he has brought everything up to minimum, at least minimum standards.
Okay,
some of them above.
In the laundry room, he's got to take care of the laundry room.
Correct. And I will look into that. That may not be a building that he's majority owner in, and that's the problem we run into when we have individual apartments that were turned into condominiums. They have one water source coming in, they have one gas source coming in, only separate electrical meters. So because he is majority owner, we have held him accountable for all of the repairs. And there are other people, other units that are occupied by other owners that do have some responsibility to assist in the rehab of the laundry rooms, but because he is majority owner, we have held him primarily responsible.
Okay.
If I may, I'm sorry. If I may, just note that there are 3 buildings, 8 units each. I own 19 of the 24. The gentleman that spoke owns 1 unit of the 24. Since I purchased the units in August, like I said, I have not received 1 dime from the gentleman as far as any kind of reimbursement for any of the common areas, such as the paint or the landscape. As far as the laundry rooms, I have worked in there are 2 laundry rooms, one in 4152, one in 4168 Silver Dollar. 4168 Silver Dollar is the working laundry room. The tenants use that from all 3 buildings. And 4152 is a laundry room that I'm working with the vendor to get the machines installed. There's no exposed piping, as the gentleman stated.
I'm that's fine, but we'll have our staff go out and look at it and make sure that it's taken care of.
And we are aware that one of the laundry rooms was not completed. I'm not sure of the actual condition, but they're not supposed to be using that one at this time till he gets it completely rehabbed. We were aware of the one that he did rehab and brought new machines in and everything. And one of the problems we were having out there is people breaking in, vandalizing the laundry rooms. So we are aware that one of them is not up and functioning, but that's one of the things that he is continuing to work on in that building. So they do have 100% remodeled functioning laundry room on site.
Okay. On item 53, Devin, what is the total abatement cost and expenses?
I'm not exactly sure. We imposed the fees. It was approximately $25,000 in actual abatement cost that he owes the city, and then the councilwoman imposed about approximately $594,000 in civil penalties on that.
So we have I think a total of $24,581.
Approximately, yes.
Okay. My motion is going to be on item 53. On all 53, 54, 55, 56, and 57. In the motion, I'm going to make a motion that we have we're going to relook at this and we're going to reconsider it. Lois wanted it in 6 months, but I'm going to require 3 months so we can come back and look. I'm not going to impose any civil penalties today on either one of my motions, just the abatement cost and expenses.
Okay.
And so on item 53, my motion is to follow staff's recommendation. Only we're going to put in a abatement cost of $24,581 and abatement costs and expenses with a 3-month review. You've heard the motion. Please cast your vote. Please post. Motion carries. And item 54 through 57, my motion is going to be for a $4,592 abatement costs and expenses. And again, we're going to hold the civil penalties until the 3-month review, and hopefully we will be able to see a lot more work being done out there, and we won't have any problems.
Sure.
And you're going to be able to save yourself a lot of money if you go in and take care of these now.
Yes, sir.
So with the 3-month review on this item also, you've heard the motion. Please cast your vote. Please post. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 58 is public hearing to consider the report of expenses to recover costs for abatement of vacant, abandoned, dangerous building located at 1640 L Street in an amount of $2,125.25 and excess a maximum of $52,050 in daily civil penalties. Property owner of LaSalle Bank National, ASN TRS Ward. This is in Councilman Barlow's ward. Mr. Smith.
Again, Mayor Pro Tem, Devin Smith, Manager of Neighborhood Response. The purpose and background is that the condition of the property was a public hazard and an attractive nuisance. The Department of Neighborhood Services declared the property in violation and started legal notification. When no corrective action was taken nor an appeal filed, the Department of Neighborhood Services hired Level X to board and secure to City of Las Vegas specifications, remove all trash, debris, dry and dead vegetation, and post no trespassing, no dumping, no vehicle signs. To date, there have been 7 inspections conducted at this location. The value of the property based on the sale date of April 2008 was $116,100. The recommendation is that the City Council approve the report of expenses to include $715 invoice for Level X services in addition to other fees assessed for a total of $2,125.25, and consider assessing a maximum of $52,050 in daily civil penalties.
Thank you, Devin. Is anyone representing the bank? Anyone else wish to speak on this item? I'll close the public hearing. Councilman Barlow, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Far too many homes in my district, as well as my colleagues' districts around the city, has been inundated with a lot of vacant parcels, specifically as we continue to move forward through the foreclosures in our local economy. But it's unfortunate that a lot of individuals are losing their homes, but it's twice as unfortunate, specifically for those residents that have to live next to these vacant and abandoned buildings that breed negativity in the community. And so, Mr. Smith, I want to thank you and your department for staying on top of these homes as my staff continues to turn them in to your office, and you all do your due diligence to follow up with not only the banks but the private owners who are the point of contact of record. And I would like to say that you all please continue to keep up the good work because the residents in the community really appreciate our proactive approach to keep these buildings and structures boarded until they're sold off. It's unfortunate that we reach out to the banks as well as private owners who are non-responsive. And so, of course, we have to use the taxpayers' dollars in order to get the job done on behalf of the taxpayers. So with that, I would like to move to recommend that we, of course, recoup our $21,025.25 to be returned to the general fund. But also, I would like to impose the maximum amount of $52,050 in daily civil penalties for this item, and that will be my recommendation at this time.
On that motion, he mentioned 21,000. It's
$2,125.25.
I stand corrected. $2,125.25. Thank you, Mayor.
Do we have any question on the motion? Hearing none, cast your vote, please. Please post. Motion carries. Item 59 is a public hearing to consider the report of expenses to recover costs for abatement of dangerous building demolition located at 613 West Monroe Avenue in the amount of $10,854.74 and assessed maximum of $355,550 in daily civil penalties. Property owner Chase Home Finance LLC. This is also in Ward 5, Councilman Barlow's ward. This is a public hearing. I declare it open. Is the property owner present? Mr. Smith?
Again, Mayor Pro Tem, Council, Devin Smith, Manager of Neighborhood Response. The purpose and background is that the condition of the property was a public hazard and an attractive nuisance. The Department of Neighborhood Services declared the property in violation and started legal notification. When no corrective action was taken, nor an appeal filed, the Department of Neighborhood Services hired Baldwin Development to demolish the structures in compliance with Clark County health regulation, remove refuse waste, and post no trespassing, no dumping, no vehicle signs on site. On August 12, 2008, an asbestos survey was conducted by CAMAir. To date, there have been 34 inspections conducted at this location. The value of the property based on the sale date of October 2008 was $90,195. The recommendation is that the City Council approve the report of expenses to include $5,700 invoice to Baldwin Development Services, $625 invoice for CAMAir asbestos survey, in addition to other fees assessed, for a total of $10,854.74, and consider assessing a maximum of $355,550 in daily civil penalties.
Is there anyone here to speak on this item? The representative's not here. We'll close the public hearing. Councilman Barlow?
Yes, Mayor. Mr. Smith, you stated that the property is valued at $90,000. However, there's civil penalties 3 times or twice the amount of the value of the, or is it 4 times? 4 times the amount of the value of the land. Can you explain how, in fact, that can be, please, for the record?
Well, daily civil penalties are imposed by the council on all of the days that this property stayed in violation. So the civil penalties are $500 a day from the first inspection. After we issue a notice and order to take care of the property, on the 11th day they are again in violation because there was no action taken by the property owner. So at that point, when daily civil penalties are calculated, they're calculated back to the 11th day after the notice and order was filed and recorded on the property. So if you go back on that, at how many days, it goes clear back to approximately November 17th of 2006 that this property, and then the bank took ownership of this property back in October of 08. So they left the problem uncorrected all that time.
Okay, so when we send out notices to the banks or to the private ownership, specifically related to this property, has there been any contact or response in regards to the letters that we sent out to the bank?
We have probably 20 return cards here from different LLCs that owned the property at one time, and then the last 2 correspondence went back to May of 08 to Chase Bank.
Has there been any contact at all in 09?
I'm not showing any response. We've had contact with the bank, but not any proactive response from the bank.
Okay. Councilman Wilson.
Yes. May I?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem, thank you. 34 inspections, 2.5 years. Apparently the property changed hands
Correct.
a bunch of times, so we'd send out the notice cards. They'd come back that they were unclaimed.
Most of these were actually claimed.
Okay, but claimed, and then they didn't respond. They didn't call up and say, Mr. Smith, we want to work with you. When you're holding up your file,
that's all.
It's ridiculous. Councilman, this is your ward. I don't want to step on your toes, but it's ridiculous that it took the city 2.5 years to get to this point.
A lot of times what we find is they bury these properties in LLCs, and they continue to just keep, when we get close to doing something on the property, they let it change hands. And then we want to give, due process to the new owner, and so it kind of creates a situation where our hands are tied, but we go back and we start the notification process over again to make sure that we're giving the new owner the same due process we gave the previous owner. And sometimes that's why these cases drag out, because they're playing the system and changing hands.
Well, let's change that. Let's look into changing the ordinance so that we don't suffer and we don't suffer the financial consequences. 34 inspections? Should it take 2 inspections? They haven't done anything. Fix it. So I'd be interested in seeing some new legislation to work on that.
Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem?
Yes.
Oh, Devin, do you know whether Chase was the lender during the entire time of these violations?
That we don't know. Generally, we can't find out that information until it goes into some type of foreclosure process. Then we start doing the investigation. We find out who foreclosed on the property or who the lien holder is, and that's generally, if we can locate the bank early, we start notifying them as soon as we send, notification to the property owner. But sometimes we don't have the ability to track them.
This property appears has been flipped a few times,
Right.
obviously, but I'm sure the county records show the lenders of record on every particular date. Now, what's proposed here is for them to pay civil penalties from the day one.
Correct.
My question is, was Chase involved from day one? And is that an issue at all when you do civil penalties back from day one?
That is some information I would have to do some research to find out. Because what we do is when we go to the assessor's page to find out who the owner of the property is, and more times than not, the lender is not on the assessor's page of who the owner of record is. I mean, who the bank, the financial institution.
You can go to the record and find out who the lender of record is beyond that. I mean, beyond the page you have. You have to go to another page for that. So this is ridiculous what's happened here, and I fully agree with where you are. But I want to make sure that we're popping the right lender on this situation. And that this could be the lender of last resort in the last year, let's say.
And just for the record, Councilman, we have a process in place that we're working with lenders right now. We have several of them that will be coming before council. I believe on the next council meeting we will have one where the last lender of record has asked us to reduce some of those civil penalties, and then they will be able to stand up here and state their case of when they took the property, and then we would say whether or not they had the violations and how long their violations. So they would come before council again and ask for the civil penalties to be reduced. And I would present my side, and they would present their side, and then it would be up to the council to look at the whole case and see whether reducing some of the civil penalties is in order.
Your Honor.
Councilman Ross.
Thank you. Just to set the tone for when that does occur, these lenders, these mortgage companies, and these banks are doing absolutely nothing for people who are on the verge of losing their homes. Absolutely nothing. I would be inclined, thank you, to set the tone today for those discussions, because I, for one vote on this council, am not going to support reducing any fines to any lending organizations or banks, because I don't see them as cooperative when homeowners and families are out there getting booted on the street when all they need is a little help, and I don't see it. So I just want to set that tone right now.
I appreciate that. Any other questions or comments? Councilman Barlow.
Yes, Mayor President.
You got a lot of help today, buddy.
I'm sorry?
You've had a lot of help today.
Well, I appreciate that, and I appreciate the support of my colleagues, because we all face it in all of our districts. I mean, it's really unwarranted in the sense that you have, whether it be a private owner or a bank, being non-responsive to a property. I mean, if in fact you and I were late on our mortgage, they would be knocking on our door and sending us thousands of letters and threats and things of that nature. And so, being that the banks have received their bailout, this is the City of Las Vegas opportunity to receive our bailout. So my motion at this time will be to, of course, retrieve and recoup the $10,854.74 back to the general funds for the cost and administrative fees for the city's work in boarding up this structure. And also, I would like to assess the bank, Chase Home Finance, LLC, in the amount of $355,550 back to the taxpayers. That would be my motion.
Thank you. You've heard the motion. Please cast your vote. Please post. Motion carries. Item 60. Fair much, buddy. Item 60 is a public hearing to consider the report of expenses to recover cost for abatement of nuisance at 5724 Taj Mahal Drive in the amount of $3,524, in excess of maximum of $41,200 in daily civil penalties. Property owner is Henry Bennett, Ward 6. It's a public hearing. I declare it open. Is the property owner present? Seeing no one, Mr. Smith, please.
Again, Mayor Pro Tem and Council, Devin Smith, Manager of Neighborhood Response. The purpose and background is that the condition of the property was a public hazard and an attractive nuisance. The Department of Neighborhood Services declared the property in violation and started legal notification. When no corrective action was taken nor an appeal filed, the Department of Neighborhood Services hired 702 Services to remove all refuse and waste, including damaged decorative fencing and debris, trim and cut, remove all weed, turf, grass exceeding 8 inches in height in all yards. To date, there have been 7 inspections conducted at this location. The value of the property based on the sale date of November 2005 was $312,000. The recommendation is that the City Council approve the report of expenses to include a $1,000 invoice for 702 Services, in addition for other fees assessed for a total of $3,524, and consider assessing a maximum of $41,200 in daily civil penalties.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. This is a public hearing. You want to speak on this item? Seeing no one, will close the public hearing. Councilman Ross, you got the...
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. You know, if this was a homeowner struggling to make amends and get their property looking good, I'd feel, and I think this council would feel a lot more lenient. But you and I discussed this agenda item as to who owns this property today, and a bank does. This neighborhood is a wonderful neighborhood. In fact, this is the neighborhood that had the Extreme Home Makeover in it just a couple of streets away from this Taj Mahal address. We're going to see many more of these as these banks and especially these homeowners associations who are unable to take care of and keep up a lot of these properties. The banks aren't going to do it either. This city has bent over backwards. Our neighborhood services, and my thanks go out to Lisa Hibler and Stephen Harsons in Neighborhood Services for everything they've tried to do to assist a lot of these homeowners who are struggling right now, who need a little help, who need that little push to keep them going, that have a job, that are making their payments on time, and the banks still tell them to go pound sand. I mean, that's absolutely unacceptable. And I hear this every single day. I get those phone calls, as many of us probably do, every single day. Your Honor, I'm going to move to follow staff's recommendations to recoup the $3,524 back to the general fund and to assess the maximum of $41,200 in daily civil penalties to the bank that owns this property to recoup the taxpayer dollars.
And Your Honor, if I may, just
Yes.
for the record, when we come across homes like this, and it is a struggling homeowner, an elderly person, somebody in a condition that can't take care of it themselves, the department works real hard to try to find volunteer organizations, the Boy Scouts, Helping Hands, one of the volunteer organizations, see if we can come out and try to, assist these people in cleaning up their yards. So this isn't something that, we just run out and try to do. When we find a individual homeowner that is struggling themselves and possibly doesn't have the physical capability to take care of it themselves, that's what we try to do. We try to find local volunteer organizations to go in and clean their property.
And if I can comment on that too, Your Honor, there's a lot of them out there. There are neighborhood organizations that are organizing themselves to go out and clean up their neighborhoods, to paint over the graffiti, to take care of these weeds, to take care of some of these properties. But I'm going to echo what Councilman Wilson said about, this is ridiculous. It's getting some of these properties, it gets to a ridiculous state where we're wasting taxpayer money chasing these homeowners down, and when it doesn't have to be that way. So I appreciate that from your department and all that you do for the ones out there that are struggling.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mayor, before we take the vote, if you don't mind, I have a question for Mr. Smith, specifically for the homes that will have these liens against them. Explain the process as far as how, in fact, we recoup our dollars, and in addition, how is it that the city or a nonprofit entity will have an opportunity to acquire these residences or properties to bring on affordable housing in its place to fill some of the infills of the vacant parcels, or take the abated structures down and rebuild for some level of affordable living in order to really bring the community back up to the standard they want.
Well, what we do is after you vote on this matter, what we do is we actually go record that lien against the property. If we had a nonprofit come to us, we would probably require them to give us a 5 to 10 year window that they would make that affordable housing, and we would put a packet together to present to the council and basically say, here's a nonprofit that has come in, or an individual has come in to say that they would keep this low-income housing or provide a service back to the city of Las Vegas. And then we would recommend at that time to possibly look at reducing those fees so that this nonprofit could come in and make affordable housing for our community.
And that's very good, and I'm glad that you stated that, because a lot of nonprofits need to know that there is opportunity to assist the city as a whole in regards to coming in and picking up these properties in order to place families into those homes so that the community and its neighbors will have an opportunity to live in a seamless community without the abatement and the blight that currently exists. Thank you for that.
Thank you. Are there any questions on the motion? Basically, the motion is just following staff's recommendation. Cast your vote, please. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Thanks, Devin.
Thank you.
Item 61 is administrative discussion of possible action concerning the status of the 2009 legislative issues. This concerns all of us. Mr. Perigo.
Mayor Pro Tem, members of the council, Tom Perigo, Planning and Development Department. We're in week 11 of the 2009 legislative session. There are 7 weeks to go. Last Friday was an important milestone. All bills had to be passed out of the committee of the First House. Of the over 1,000 bills that were in play, about 25% of those did not pass out of committee. Unfortunately, 2 of those were city-sponsored bills. AB 44, revising provisions governing local government stabilization funds, did not pass out of committee. And AB 94, the bill that would eliminate the Tourism Improvement District sunset date, did not pass out of committee. Unfortunately, that bill is up against 3 RDA bills that are sponsored by Assembly leadership. Those bills are being worked on, and City lobby team continues to work with that leadership on those RDA bills. A couple other bills that I wanted to mention real quick. SB 322 passed out of committee, basically asking for an interim study looking at consolidating the Southern Nevada Health District. SB 294, which was originally revising the formulas for the consolidation or the consolidated tax distribution formula, that was revised or amended, I should say, to ask for an interim study of the distribution of local tax revenues. That did pass out of committee. AB 256, revising provisions governing dates for certain elections. That bill did pass out of committee. AB 483 is an important one for the city. This bill would relieve design professionals of contractual duty to defend public body against liabilities. The lobby team followed up with committee members to find out why that passed out of committee or how that got out of committee, and they found there was some conflicting information regarding design professionals' ability to get insurance. The lobby team has since been able to correct that information, get it to the Assembly people up there, and that bill is now stalled on the floor, so we're watching that one very carefully. And that's sort of some of the highlights. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions, Mr. Perigo? That bill died in committee, I believe, that was trying to rearrange the membership of the Fiscal Affairs Committee. I can't remember the number of the bill. The county, there was a bill that was trying to adopt a new membership code where we could have 3 members from the county and 2 members from the city. Or
yes, that was Mayor Pro Tem. That was SB 321. It would have shifted the balance of members on the Metro Fiscal Affairs Committee. That bill did die, and it did not pass out of committee.
Okay, thank you. Can we have a motion, please, to accept the report?
So moved.
Thank you. We got a motion to accept. Cast your vote, please. Please post. Motion carries. Thanks, Tom. Item 62 is a discussion of possible action to ratify Scott Adams as the Chief Urban Redevelopment Officer, $1,604 or $164,912 annual salary plus benefits. This is from the Enterprise Fund. Ms. Fretwell.
Mayor Pro Tem and members of the council, I'm really honored to stand before you today to make a recommendation for ratification promoting Scott Adams to be the Chief Urban Redevelopment Officer for the city. As you're all aware, this is a newly defined position, and I think it will help us strategically orient ourselves to take downtown and our urban redevelopment efforts to the next level. The concept is that we would keep Scott very focused on what we've come to know as traditional business development activities, including the redevelopment agency, but also add some other key components of city activities under his guidance, including neighborhood services and cultural affairs, which spend quite a bit of time and energy and resources on downtown and urban-related projects. As you know, Scott has done a fantastic job over the last 4 years or so, really taking our redevelopment efforts to the next level. And I have every bit of confidence that he will be able to do the exact same thing by creating this synergistic enterprise approach with these other parts of our organization. As you know, I've committed to you to make sure that we keep things fiscally responsible. The way this position is funded is it would be 50% general fund, 50% special revenue fund, which is funded by the RDA. That general fund contribution would be offset by additional changes in RDA investments in what might have been traditional general fund activities by paying for an attorney in the city attorney's office and eliminating a management position in the redevelopment agency. Believe it or not, by making this move, we actually saved the redevelopment agency a significant amount of money, close to $100,000, and we saved the general fund about $45,000 to $50,000. So once we move all the pieces and parts around, it'll basically be a savings to both funds. And we get a top-notch executive added to your team to help you accomplish your goals. And as you know, one of your major goals is downtown revitalization. And Scott's done a great job of doing that, and I ask for your support of his appointment through your ratification action today. And I would love it if Scott would come join me up here.
Maybe we ought to hold off on this though until that hearing this afternoon.
We're resilient.
Is this going to be kind of like a deputy city manager's job? Or?
It's a similar level, but what it will do is it will create kind of an intense focus on this part of our enterprise. We're changing into an urban city. We're not as focused as we have been on suburban growth. I know Councilman Ross is probably looking at me saying, "Don't say that out loud, Betsy." But we are at a turning point, I think, in the city's history where we've really got to continue to turn our attention to the older parts of our community and really take it to a next level. So this will allow Scott to spend time on things like the West Las Vegas plan, an intense, focused effort on that. Some of our major revitalization projects downtown that are public projects, whether it be City Hall, the post office, and a variety of other things. And it also allows us to take advantage of his incredible breadth of experience, like putting him in charge of managing the city's approach to the stimulus funding and how we're going to strategically tap into that to help us. So it really helps in many regards in positioning us to take advantage of short-term issues, but also, I think probably more importantly, positioning us for long-term benefit in the downtown area.
You think if I support him, he can get me a grocery store down on Eastern and Bonanza?
Scott, that might be on your list. Just got longer.
It's been on my list.
Mr. Adams, we'd be glad to hear from you, sir.
Well, first of all, I want to thank Betsy for the confidence she's placed in me in making this recommendation. I've just in the few months that I've had a chance to work with Betsy and her coming on as the new city manager, I've been very impressed and been very excited to be part of what is a transition to a new administration here. But I also want to thank you for your confidence. You're placing me in this new responsibility, and I look forward to working with you. I'm going to have to ratchet my game up here, and I commit to do the best of my abilities to get the job done as I've been doing, and will continue to do that in the future.
Thank you. Ms. Falder, do you have something you wanted to say?
Mayor Pro Tem Candy Falder, Acting Chief Financial Officer. Betsy spoke about the funding on this. I wanted to clarify the agenda item says this is an enterprise fund position. It is a general fund position. As Betsy stated, will be funded, though, 50% with the general fund, the other 50% coming from the RDA.
Thank you, Candy.
Thank you.
Councilman Ross, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. I must commend Ms. Fretwell on her approach to this. Since she has taken the reins as the city manager, the out-of-the-box thinking has taken place. Not to take anything away from Doug Selby, he did a fabulous job, but I think we're evolving into something different, and I think we are trying to point the city in the direction of the big mission, the big goal, the vision of what we're trying to envision in the years to come. So I appreciate what you've done and continue to do. And likewise, Mr. Adams, your leadership over OBD has been phenomenal. We wouldn't have the things that we have today. The mayor's vision, certainly Mayor Pro Tem's vision of downtown and the direction that it needs to go, it's continuing. And I think that's going to continue. I think this is overdue. And this is a very important position that you're getting. And, yeah, step up your game, would you?
Any other questions or comments?
Mayor Pro Tem.
Yes.
Scott, this is about the fifth or sixth city you've worked for?
Yes, sir.
Which one,
Yeah.
fifth or sixth?
Well, I lose track after a while. This is about the sixth major city. I've worked in a number of cities of similar size and character to Las Vegas, Jacksonville, Florida, Fort Lauderdale, New Orleans, Norfolk, Virginia, and Memphis. And I think that's one of the things that I can bring to the table here is a breadth of experience in terms of working with major cities in a very focused urban development approach. And it's an exciting opportunity.
I'm very happy, and I'm pleased because I think we always need to make sure that our key employees have room to grow and room to explore new talents and additional talents. And we don't want to get stale, if you will. Not that you were, but I think that this is a great, great move for you. I think it's a great move for the city. Councilman Roth stole my thunder because I wanted to compliment you, Betsy. You've been our city manager about 90 days or so. And what I like, not to steal away from Scott's moment for a second, is the tweaking that I see that you're doing. As our new city manager, you see areas where we can become even a better government. And by creating this position, it keeps Scott in our employment, and it keeps him interested, and it keeps him energized. So my compliments to you, Betsy. But Scott, this is your moment. Congratulations, and I look forward to continue to work with you.
Likewise.
Mayor?
Yes.
I, too, would like to chime in and just share with Betsy that I've had an opportunity now to work with you a number of years on the floor and now as the new city manager. I concur with the rest of my colleagues in regards to your ability to not only look within, but find the true talents in all staff personnel and the moves that you have made in the very short period that you've been the city manager. And you're most definitely you were the right pick. And that goes without saying. And to look within your own immediate staff and to find not only a talented man in Mr. Adams, but saw also his innate ability to even be greater. I've had an opportunity, of course, to work with Mr. Adams for a number of years, and you have grown a lot in the sense of being able to handle this council and provide this council with its vision and bringing your expertise from the various cities that you've worked within to this city. You're truly a great asset. I look forward to continue to work with you. As you know, that my ward has a lot of work to be done, just as all of ours do, and specifically as it relates to the RDA, and wanting to really continue those efforts to build not only the inner city but the entire RDA as we look forward to possibly even expanding it and bringing more properties online, specifically as my colleague to the right of me, Lois Tarkanian, who's absent today, with the developments in her district that need some assistance and working to bring those commercial centers back online and make the entire city thrive. And so I believe you're in the right position to spread your wings. And although Betsy is very task-oriented, she is a leader that do allow her staff to fly. So spread your wings and fly and continue to do the great job that you've been doing. And good luck to you. You have my support.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor Pro Tem?
Mr. Steinman, you're
Thank you, Mayor. I'm last on the list. I spent about 40 years in the world of financing real estate all across this country and had experience similar to Scott's with different cities. And I've had 5 years here in the city, including my time on Planning Commission, and I've seen a lot of the work that Scott has accomplished in that time. And one thing that Scott does is he masters the art of negotiation. He is his asset, one of his best assets, is dealing with landowners, dealing with tenants, dealing with people who come to our city and want to be a part of our city. And he makes the deal. He makes it happen. And for that, Scott, I'm really happy you're staying around with us, and you truly earned this recognition that you're getting today.
Thank you. Well, Betsy, you know, when you was appointed city manager, a new day started. But it's still only about 10 o'clock in the morning, okay?
You're right.
We got a long ways to go. Scott, I've learned a lot from you. I know sometimes I get under your skin a little bit, I think, but I really appreciate what you do. But like I say, you have taught me a lot, and I've grown a lot with you in your job and my job. So I just look forward to continue to work with you on our downtown efforts. And I know that if the Lord helps us, we'll be able to have a chance to see it to fruition, and I just hope we get that chance. So I'm going to go ahead and make the motion for ratification of Betsy's recommendation and just give you thanks already. You've heard the motion. Please cast your vote. Please post. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You don't have to hug us, Scott. Agenda item number 63 is report and discussion of possible action regarding federal district court decision. That's been.
Yeah,
Sorry about that. 64 is discussion of possible action on the certification of canvass election returns for the April 7th, 2009 primary election. Congratulations, council members, for getting reelected.
Good morning. Beverly Bridges, City Clerk. For the April 7th, 2009 primary election, there was an active voter registration of 243,566 citizens of our city, of which 16,568 actually cast their votes. This resulted in a 6.80% election turnout for the city.
What was that again?
6.80%.
We need to change that.
Yes, we do. We actually had 5,775 people vote early before Election Day. We had right around 5,000 people vote absentee, and the remainder voted on Election Day. So we pretty much had a split, 33% either way. The Clark County Register of Voters canvassed our returns, comparing the ballots counted with the official ballot statements for 354 election precincts. There were no tabulation errors, making this tabulation 100% accurate. They had 3 irreconcilable discrepancies, but they did not affect any outcome of any contest. The mail ballots reconciled under my hand contain no unreconcilable discrepancies. At this time, I'd like to extend my thanks to Larry Lomax, our Clark County Register of Voters, and his staff. They continue to assist us during our municipal elections, and should we move to their even-year elections, I'm sure we'll continue to have a good relationship with the county. I'd like to recommend today that the City Council accept and certify our canvass results of the 2009 primary election as presented. Thank you.
Councilor Wolfson, can we have are there any questions?
Yes, Mayor, if you don't mind. Beverly mentioned the movement of the municipal elections. I'm not sure if this will be an appropriate time to ask a question as it relates to the percentage of voters that turned out, and if it would be beneficial, not beneficial for the city to actually move in that direction due to the number of voters that turned out, and see if there's any comment in that respect as far as saving the city money, or what the pros and cons of that will be. And I know that's not
we can't,
subject to that.
We can't discuss that in this item.
Okay.
We had an opportunity under when Mr. Perigo was here, but we can't discuss that today.
Okay. Thank you for that.
You bet.
Thank you, Council.
Can I give a comment,
You
Mayor
bet.
Pro Tem, that perhaps we, as a city council, maybe send the Assembly, especially Assemblyman Sagerblum, perhaps a resolution of support for that, not only the city savings, but the county savings as well. I don't know how all of us feel about it, but I know certainly how I feel about it with such a low voter turnout. And I support Assemblyman Sagerblum's bill.
Thank you. Councilor Wolfson, can we have a motion, please?
Yes, Mayor Pro Tem. Before I make a motion, I would like to congratulate Judge Cynthia Leung. She is our newest municipal court judge, and she won in the primary by receiving more than 50%. And kudos to Judge Leung, because this was her first race, and she was a real winner in this race. I'd like to also congratulate my colleague Councilman Ross for a stunning victory. And also candidates Glenn Trowbridge. I know, Glenn, you're in the audience here. Congratulations to you and Stavros Anthony. The two of you advanced to the general election. I wish you both the best of luck. With that, I would move to accept the report. Is that the
Yes.
substance of my motion? That'll be my motion.
Thank you. You've heard the motion. Please cast your vote. Please post. Motion carries. Item 65 is discussion of possible action regarding the temporary approval of a franchise manager for a beer, wine cooler off-sale license. 7-Eleven of Nevada doing business, Inc., doing business at 7-Eleven store number 27,111, 6070 West Sarah Avenue, Fast and Easy, Inc. This is in Ward 1. Is the applicant present? Yes. Ms. Myers, please.
Mayor Pro Tem, Council, Carol Meyer, Finance and Business Services. The applicants that you have before you today have met our criteria for consideration of temporary approval of this franchise for the beer wine cooler off-sale license, and my recommendation would be approval subject to all conditions.
Thank you. We got to hear from you.
Nurullah Karimzada.
Ma'am?
I'm Barbara Hunter, President of Nevada Licensing Services. My company helped him with the preparation and the submittal of his application.
And you agree with all the conditions? And
yes.
Is there any questions, the applicant? Councilman Tarkane would like to have this be able to follow staff's recommendation of approval of this item. And thank Ms. Myers. You've heard the motion. Please cast your vote. Please post. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thanks.
Item 66 is discussion and possible action regarding temporary approval of a change of business name and change of ownership for a beer wine cooler on-sale license from Tinoco's Bistro LLC, doing business at Tinoco's Bistro, to Payman's Charleston LLC, doing business at Payman's Mediterranean Bistro, 107 East Charleston Boulevard, Suite 155. This is in Ward 3. Ms. Myers.
Mayor Pro Tem, Council, again, the applicants have met our criteria for consideration of temporary approval of this license, and my recommendation would be approval subject to any conditions, and they're here to tell you about their business.
Thank you.
Hi.
You got to hear from you.
Payman Raouf, the owner of Payman's Mediterranean Cafe. We have two locations, one in city, one in the county. We are very happy to and excited to be part of downtown, and we are asking for your permission of temporarily beer and wine and cater license.
Do you want to tell us about your restaurant?
I'm sorry?
You want to tell us about your restaurant?
Last 22 years, our first location is in southwest corner of Maryland Parkway and Flamingo. Last 5 years, our second location is in city on Sahara between Cimarron and Durango. We serve Mediterranean, Italian, Greek, and been voted 21 times Best of Las Vegas, voted excellent Zagat rating many times, voted Best Independent Restaurant Operated in Las Vegas, voted many times for many other awards in town. Be glad of being part of Las Vegas for the last 22 years.
Thank you very much. Welcome to Ward 3. Any
you.
Questions? Hearing none, I make a motion to follow staff's recommendation for approval of this item and welcome you to Ward 3.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
You've heard the motion. Please cast your vote. Please post. Motion carries. Good luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay.
Item 67 is discussion of possible action regarding temporary approval of a new liquor caterer license. Payman's Charleston LLC, doing business at Payman's Mediterranean Bistro, 107 East Charleston Boulevard, Suite 155. This is in Ward 3. Ms. Myers.
Mayor Pro Tem, Council, this is a companion item. This is the liquor caterer license that he's seeking to add in conjunction with his other license, and my recommendation would be the same.
You heard the conditions. You know what? You read the conditions. You know what the conditions
Absolutely.
are. You agree to those?
Absolutely, sir.
I'll make a motion to follow staff's recommendation to approve this item with all conditions. You've heard the motion. Cast your vote. Please post. Motion carries. Good luck.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thank you.
68, discussion of possible action regarding temporary approval of a new beer wine cooler on sale license. MKP LLC, doing business at Sushi Bomb, 10,470 West Cheyenne Avenue, Suite 125. This is in Ward 4, Councilman Steinman's ward. Is the applicant present? Applicant is present. Ms. Myers, please.
Mayor Pro Tem, Council, again, the applicants have met our criteria for consideration of temporary approval of this license, and my recommendation would be approval of their temporary license subject to all conditions.
Thank you.
Hello. Hi. My name is John Kim.
And you agree to all the conditions you've read?
Yeah, I'm the owner.
Okay. Any questions of the applicant? Mr. Steinman, please.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I will move for approval of item number 68.
Got a motion for approval. Cast your vote, please. Please post. Motion carries. Item 69 is discussion of possible action regarding temporary approval of a new beer wine cooler on sale license, Tinoco's Kitchen LLC, doing business at Tinoco's Kitchen, 18 East Fremont Street. This is in Councilman Barlow's ward. The applicant's president, and Ms. Meyer, please.
Mayor Pro Tem, Council, Carol Meyer, Finance and Business Services. Again, the applicants that we have before us today have met our criteria for consideration of temporary approval of this license. They have been licensed with the City of Las Vegas in the past. My recommendation would be approval of this temporary license, subject to all conditions.
Thank you.
Yes, my name is Maria V. Corona, and we're in the address 18 Fremont Street, and I just opened a new Tinoco's and Las Vegas Club Casino, and this is my husband, Enrique Tinoco. He's the chef. He's running the show.
My name is Enrique Tinoco, and, well, I know all of you, and you know me for sure. Well, how you see, somebody else take our spot right now, but because we love to serving all you guys, you know now where we are at the Las Vegas Club Casino, and we're still doing the same great cooking, and a little bit more additional items and additional hours. We open at 7 in the morning to 10 at night, so we are giving you no break, so you can stop by anytime. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions of the Tinocos? Hearing none. Councilman Barlow?
Yes, Mayor, thank you so very much. And I would like to welcome the Tinocos to Ward 5. Thank you for the great service that you have provided the community for such a very long time. And you're right, having had an opportunity to eat in your restaurant on many, many occasions and have very good meetings there as well, taking up the seat longer than what you all would have liked, I'm sure. But overall, you all have been a very outstanding business in the community, and I welcome and support you all in your endeavor as you move forward to not only expand but continue to provide great service, the great level of service that you all have continued to do. So with that, I would like to move to follow staff's recommendation of approval of this item and subject to all conditions.
Any questions on the motion? Cast your vote, please. Please post. Motion carries. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Can we take 71, 72 together? Do we need to hear 71 first?
We're going to do 70, and then we can do 71 and 72 together.
Oh, item 70. I passed it. Item 70, discussion and possible action regarding temporary approval of a new martial arts instruction license in Intercontinental Taiwan Do, LLC, doing business at Intercontinental Taiwan Do at 275 North Mojave Road at Chutmaker Sports Center. This is in Ward 3. The applicant's president, Ms. Myers, please.
Mayor Pro Tem, Council, the applicant has met our criteria for consideration of temporary approval of this martial arts license, and my recommendation would be approval subject to all conditions.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Juanin Villa. I'm going to be running Intercontinental Taekwondo martial arts. I've done Taekwondo since I was 4. We're going to be teaching respect, discipline, self-confidence, take the kids off the streets. Pretty much, that's all.
Any questions of the applicant? I move to follow staff's recommendation for approval of this item. Cast your vote, please. Please post. Motion carries.
Thank you.
I'll read items 71 and 72. We'll take action on 71 first.
Okay.
Item 71 is discussion of possible action regarding review of temporary approval of a tavern license. Irma Fragoso, doing business at Backdoor Lounge, 1415 East Charleston Boulevard. This is in Ward 3. Item 72 is discussion of possible action regarding approval of a new restricted gaming license. Irma Fragoso, doing business at Backdoor Lounge, 1415 East Charleston Boulevard. The applicant's president. Ms. Meyer, please.
Mayor Pro Tem, Council, a little history on this application. Ms. Fragoso was approved for a temporary tavern license on August 20th, 2008, with a 6-month review. During her review at February 18th meeting, Mayor Pro Tem, you made the recommendation that we could either review her license in a 6-month period or when she's ready to move forward with gaming. Ms. Fargosa has applied for her gaming, and she is going to be heard tomorrow by the Nevada Gaming Commission. During the last 6 months, we did calls for service at this location, and we only resulted in 6 calls for service. Metro provided to us. 2 of those resulted in arrests. 1 arrest was for trespassing, and the second arrest was later reduced to a domestic violence charge and a fine. We met with Ms. Fargosa yesterday. We went over all the calls for service and talked to her about the business, and it's our belief that she's doing a good job running this business. This low number of calls for service shows us that, and she seems to be very dedicated in what she's doing. My recommendation would be to move forward with either a permanent tavern license for this location, or if you want, we can extend it out and have another review, which would be in August. And I recommend approval of her gaming application subject to the results of tomorrow's meeting.
Thank you. Ms. Fregosa, glad to hear from you.
Good morning, Mayor Pro Tem. I discussed with Carol what we've been doing at the bar, and she knows that I'm active, that I'm there, that I'm watching what's going on, and that I'm taking care of the place. And if I was to be approved for my license, the same type of management would continue throughout whatever time I'm there at the bar, whatever.
Are you having fun yet?
Oh, yeah. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm sure they can fill you in on all the fun activities that I've had going on there.
Thank you. Are there any questions of the applicant? I'd move to follow staff's recommendation only for a permanent license at this location. You've heard the motion. Please cast your vote. Please post. Motion carries. And on item 72, I make a motion to follow staff's recommendation for a new gaming license at this location. But we have to wait and see what happens tomorrow. Cast your vote, please. Please post. That motion carries also.
Thank you.
Continued good luck.
Thank you.
73 is discussion and possible action regarding a review of temporary approval of a supper club license, Kalex Fine Dining LLC at new business at Kaliz Jazz Club 4760 West Sahara Avenue, Suite 13. This is in Ward 1. The applicant's President Mr. DiFiore, please.
Mayor Pro Tem and members of the council, today we're here for a 6-month review on a supper club license known as Kalex Jazz Club at 4760 West Sahara Avenue. A brief history on this particular application. In April of last year, the council approved Ms. Edwards for a temporary supper club license for that location. In October, it was scheduled for a 6-month review at council's request. It was delayed for about a month because Ms. Edwards was not prepared to come forward. There were some concerns that Metro had provided us in their investigative report. Their investigative report, in summary, was some financial problems that Ms. Edwards had in her past work history. The council agreed to approve an extension of that temporary license for another 6 months with our scheduled review today. In mid-December, Ms. Edwards contacted me and said that business was bad, that she was going to close the business down. She would like her license to be put on inactive status for a period of time with the intent that she was going to reopen at some point. We learned just a couple of months ago that she had filed a Chapter 7 bankruptcy in January of this year and have been in contact with her very briefly over the last couple of months. She was wanting to come forward before the City Council to have Council consider her license to be approved on a permanent basis. She has asked a couple of times for that to be continued, and where we're at today is we've had virtually no or little contact with Ms. Edwards. Her bankruptcy, Chapter 7, is going forward for discharging the assets at some point in time. Jennifer Sander is here today. She is representing the law firm that has been appointed the trustee for the bankruptcy case that is currently in motion. My recommendation today is going to be that the temporary license expires at midnight tonight, and by the City Council taking no action on the license, it will automatically expire. We could deny it, or a recommendation for a deny it, but if Ms. Edwards ever got herself back together financially, she'd have to wait 1 year to come back before the City Council for a permanent license, or for any kind of alcoholic beverage license. By letting it expire tonight, the license goes away, and it actually does not become an asset in the bankruptcy at that point in time. So my recommendation would be just to take no action. It'll expire at midnight, and therefore there will not be any supper club license in existence for this location.
Thank you. Any questions, Mr. DiFiore? Yes, ma'am. We've got to hear from you.
Yes, my name is Jennifer Sanders. We represent U.S. trustee James Lazowski in this bankruptcy. As I had explained to, actually when I met with them on Monday, our position as the trustee is in a Chapter 7 case, we step into the shoes of the debtor. And basically in a Chapter 7 where you have a liquidation of all the potential, or all the assets, this being a potential asset, our interest in this was if obviously the license is approved, it becomes an actual viable asset of the state because the trustee does feel that there is a market to, sell the permanent license. It's not our position legally to argue one way or the other. It's just that it's our duty as a trustee of the estate that obviously any money that we bring in, we pay out to the creditors in bankruptcy, whereas opposed to obviously the less money that we have, the less money we're able to pay the creditors that are out there.
Well, I can certainly understand the position you're in, but also you have to look at it from our side too. Is that we got a license out there, we don't know what's going to happen to it,
right?
And so I don't feel comfortable in allowing that to happen. But is there any other comments, questions? I'm going to make a motion to follow statute regulation to just allow this license to expire tonight at midnight. You've heard any questions on the motion? Pardon? I make a motion to strike. Cast your vote. Please post. Oh. That's it. Please post. Sorry, motion carried. Our next item is boards and commissions. We have two appointments to the Las Vegas Clark County Library District Board of Trustees. Andrea Arthur Holtz, term expires 4/18/2009, and Ms. Spooner, term expirations 4/18/2009. Ms. Spooner is eligible for reappointment. She wishes to be reappointed. She's done a great job. I'm going to ask that we hold Ms. Arthur Holtz's appointment until our next meeting, which is May 6th. I do want to mention, I'll mention it again also at the next meeting, that Andrea Arthur Holtz has served 12 years on the library board. She's done a fantastic job. She's going to be hard to replace. She's going to have some big shoes to fill. I can't thank her enough, but she has done a super job representing Ward 3 on the library board. So,
Mayor,
yes,
if you don't mind me interrupting real quick.
Absolutely.
I would like to also say a few things in regards to Ms. Arthur Holtz. I had the pleasure of serving with her as the chairman of the Las Vegas Clark County Library District for a few years, and you're absolutely right. She was very dedicated and to the job, and she did an outstanding job serving on the board, not only for your district, but for the entire district.
Absolutely.
And I just would like to say congratulations to her on a job well done. And she'll most definitely be missed, but I'm pretty sure that whomever the replacement will have a very big responsibility and shoes to fill, and I'm sure that they will be just as not only qualified, but just as experienced as Ms. Arthur Holtz was, and do such an outstanding job as well.
We have somebody picked out, but we're going to make the appointment at the next meeting.
Thank you.
Anyhow, so on Ms. Splinter's reappointment, please cast your vote. Please post. Motion carries. And we need a motion. We'll hold Ms. Arthur Holt's term replacement until our May 6th meeting.
I'll make that motion.
Cast your vote, please. Please post. Motion carries. Thanks, Councilman. Item 75 is recommending committee. Bill is eligible for adoption at this meeting. Bill number 2009-09. Councilman Barlow, do you wish to have this bill read?
Yes, Mayor.
Mayor Pro Tem Reese and council members, Jim Urbeck for the City Attorney's Office. Today we have our legal extern, Adam Trapidi, and with the council's permission would ask that he be permitted to read into the record the various bills.
We'll probably be able to understand the bill then today. Please.
Bill number 2009-9, First Amendment, an ordinance to authorize the administrative issuance of temporary business licenses for privileged businesses and to provide for other related matters.
Do we have a motion? Any questions? Do we have a motion, please?
Before we do that, Mayor Pro Tem, Mr. DiFiore, I received a correspondence from Juanita Clark from the Charleston Neighborhood Preservation, and she voices some concerns. So what I'd like to do is read some of the things she says and ask you to respond, if you don't mind.
Is this regarding this bill?
Not at all.
It is.
Okay, thank
It
you.
is. Thanks, Mayor Pro Tem. What she says is, do not adopt this bill which authorizes staff to issue businesses licenses for privileged businesses. Your constituents elected mayor and council to issue licenses. Now, this bill is to issue temporary business licenses, correct?
That's correct.
Why don't you just give a little bit of a background and an explanation? I know I'm the sponsor of the bill, but we worked together on this. Let's explain to our viewers what we're trying to accomplish.
Okay. As I've listened to the City Council for several months, and actually more than that, we're trying to present this bill in a fashion that we understand that the business community and the industry is suffering like everybody else is. And we felt that by providing a quicker service to have businesses coming in for privilege licenses, which the council hears every 2 weeks, an opportunity for being in business sooner. And what this bill would present would be the authority for the director to be able to issue an administrative temporary license for a 90-day period. Now, this comes without a completed background investigation on the applicants, but we have means and methods to be able to determine preliminary suitability for the applicants to go forward for a 90-day administrative temporary license. To extend that temporary license, it does require council review. If by chance the investigation is completed in that 90 days, it still comes back to the council for final approval. So we believe that this will help the business community in a sense. It will allow them to conduct business sooner than the normal process that we go through today.
This bill authorizes you as the director to issue a temporary license for only 90 days, right?
That's correct.
What checks or balances are in place so that you have some preliminary indication of the person's suitability?
We have an application to follow to be able to go to that application to be able to see what they have put on their application. Certainly these applications will not be considered administratively until we have our regular checks by planning, fire, health, and at that time we also have that application going over to the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department to conduct the investigation at its commencement. Now, we've had some conversations with Metro Special Investigations. If during their preliminary review they find anything that is derogatory that might have an impact on them having a permanent license issued, they will notify us. We also have access to local scope, which allows any kind of preliminary background check to be brought to our attention if there is any concern.
And let me interrupt you right there, because that's one of the things that I was going to ask you. Just for our viewers or persons that aren't familiar with that term, SCOPE is the local Nevada rep sheet.
Correct.
It's a law enforcement or licensing agency's ability to check a person's criminal record in Nevada, correct?
Correct.
If a person has a felony conviction from out of state, it generally will show up on SCOPE, won't it?
It will, if they registered here locally.
Okay.
Correct.
Will you be looking at a person's SCOPE before you issue the temporary license?
Yes, we will.
Okay, so that's one check right there. In other words, before you say, I'm going to give you a temporary 90-day privileged license, you as the director of our licensing department are going to review their criminal record to see if there's any problems in that regard.
Correct.
Plus, you're going to review their entire written application.
Correct.
Plus, you're going to have 2 or 3 of the city departments. I think you said planning, fire, and
health department.
Do they actually go out to the business and make an inspection?
Planning will not on most occasions. Fire department does on each location or application that we get for a business license.
Okay, so somebody from our fire department is going to go out to the business itself to inspect it, come back to you and report to you before you issue this temporary license.
That's correct.
Okay. And you feel comfortable that you will be taking the necessary steps to protect the citizens of this community by issuing this temporary license?
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I am to move for adoption of this item at this time.
Thank you. You've heard the motion. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, cast your vote. Please post. Motion carries. Bill number 2009-12. Councilman Barlow, do you wish to have Bill read?
Yes, Mayor.
Thank you. Young man.
Bill number 2009-12, an ordinance to amend the Town Center Development Standards Manual relating to the approval process and standards for car washes and to provide for other related matters.
Any questions or comments? Councilman Barlow, we have a motion, please.
Yes, I would like to move to follow, I guess, recommendation for approval
Thank you.
of this item.
Cast your vote, please. Post, please. Motion carries. Item number 77, bill number 2009-13. Councilman Barlow, do you wish to have this bill read?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Bill number 2009-13, an ordinance to adopt the Transportation and Streets and Highways element of the Las Vegas 2020 Master Plan and to provide for other related matters.
Any questions on the bill? Hearing none, Councilman Barlow, can we have a motion, please?
Move for approval.
Got a motion for approval. Cast your vote. Post. Motion carries. New bills. New bills, item 78 and 79, bills number 2009-16 and 2009-17 will be heard at the recommending committee meeting on Tuesday, May 5th, 2009. And let me announce that the time for that and the future recommending committee meetings has been changed to 9 a.m. I'd like to have these bills read, please.
Bill number 2009-16, an ordinance concerning the City of Las Vegas, Nevada, Special Improvement District number 1516, Fremont Street Maintenance District, Las Vegas Boulevard to 8th Street, providing for the payment of the costs and expenses of a commercial area revitalization project, assessing the cost of the project against the accessible lots, tracts, and parcels of land benefited by said improvements, ratifying, approving, and confirming all action previously taken, prescribing details in connection therewith. Bill number 2009-17, an ordinance to update municipal code standards and requirements for ambulance services provided by means of franchise and to provide for other related matters.
Thank you. I'd like to assign these bills, if possible, to council members Barlow and Steinman.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I will be there.
Councilman Barlow.
Yes, Mayor, and I would like to thank my colleague, Mayor Councilman Steinman, for agreeing to move the recommending meeting up to 9 a.m. From this point going forward. Thank you.
So we're going. How come we're having this after the afternoon sessions? Not right now. Who's leaving?
Oh, that's right, the court.
So we got to rearrange our schedule for you guys?
No, for the district court. For the
We got plenty of time not here now. Why don't we come back this afternoon? We got things to do this afternoon.
If you prefer to go ahead with it, we're ready.
No.
I mean,
we're going to have the closed session after at the end of our afternoon session, and we don't need a motion for that. So we'll adjourn until we'll recess until 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock sharp.
She meant, you know what I meant. You stopped it, right?
No, not yet.
Oh, you're gonna let it go a little bit?
I usually do.
That's fine. You know, the meeting we posted. Let me give these two. You can give it to Margaret.
He was there. I don't say.
Can you just tell me about what we were asked to attend this and what time?
Like little kids, you know, item 96.
Okay.
And it's under the one motion, one vote, so
I have to put some more money in my meter, maybe.
well, we'll do the any items, and then we'll do the consent, which are all these items, and then we'll do all of the items from 95 through so forth. So it's about the third item on the agenda.
Okay, third item?
Because they do,
So it'll
they
be,
do consent as a group, they do.
so an hour is okay. We're good for it.
I just said, oh, nothing like that's happened. Okay.
No, there's no paving. It's not down here.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to reconvene our city council meeting for today. Any items from the afternoon session of the council staff and/or the applicant wish to be stricken or held in abeyance to a future meeting may be brought forward and acted upon at this time. We have item number 80, which was our closed door session. We've been asked to strike that item today. Items 88 and 89 off the consent calendar. EOT 33411 and EOT 33412. We'd like to pull them items forward. And items 114 through 117. I have another list here. Item 114 and 117. 114 and 117, variance 32640 and variance 33015, special use permit 32639 and site development review 32638, applicant Metropolitan Homes owner Asani Raja and Sarahan Wane, 2.16 acres adjacent to the west side of Decatur Boulevard, approximately 1,000 feet south of Lake Mead Boulevard. Councilman Barlow has requested that to be held in advance until our June 17th, 2009 meeting. Are there any other items we need to bring forward at this time? Hearing none, I make a motion to bring these items forward and take the appropriate action, please. Just to bring them forward. Or pull them off, yeah. So we've heard a motion to bring these down, to take that action on those items. Please please cast your vote. Please post. Motion carries. At this time, I'd like to excuse Councilwoman Tarkanian, who is with her sick father down in California. Our prayers are with her and her family. And Councilman Wolfson and Mayor Goodman are at another meeting at this time, so we'd like to excuse them also. Hopefully the four musketeers can take care of it. Item 82 is items 82 through 94, with the exceptions of 88 and 89 on the consent agenda are considered to be routine and are recommended for approval by the Department of Planning and Development. Can I have a motion to approve the consent items 82 through 89, 94 with the exceptions of 88 and 89?
So moved, Your Honor.
You've heard the motion. Please cast your vote. We could be here all afternoon. Please post.
Yes, please, just press your button.
Just press our button.
Beverly, don't do that stuff. Motion carries. On items 95 through 104 may be considered in one motion. One vote. They are considered routine public hearing and non-public hearing items with no condition changes.
Excuse me, Mayor Pro Tem, do we want to do 88 and 89?
Right after this.
Okay.
Items 94 through 104, she interrupted me. All public hearing items will be opened at one time. Any person representing an application or a member of the public or member of the council not in agreement with the conditions and all standard conditions for the application recommended by staff should request to have that item removed from this portion of the agenda. Or anyone wishing to pull any of these items?
Mayor Pro Tem?
Yes.
You stated 94. Were you referencing 95 through 104?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Okay, I'll read item number 95, RQR 32902, applicant Clear Channel Outdoor, Inc., owner Willick Investments, required review of an approved special use permit for a 40-foot tall, 14-foot by 48-foot off-premise sign at 3551 East Bonanza Road. Item number 96 is DIR 33669, applicant owner Ralph J. Jockel, request to allow the operation of a water feature which totals 43 square feet at an existing family residence on 0.31 acres at 8909 Canyon Springs Drive. This is in Ward 2. Item number 97 is DIR 33739, applicant owner C. Don Tyner, request to allow the operation of a water feature which totals 126 square feet at an existing single-family residence on 0.52 acres at 9807 Highland Drive. This is in Councilman Wolfson's Ward 2. RQR 32716, applicant Lamar Central Outdoor LLC, owner TLC Properties Inc., require review of an approved special use permit for a 60-foot tall, 14-foot by 48-foot off-premise billboard sign at 650 East Bonanza Road in Ward 5, Councilman Barlow's ward. And item number 99 is RQR 32721, applicant Clear Channel Outdoor, Inc., owner Richard T. Crawford, require review of an approved special use permit for a 40-foot tall, 14-foot by 48-foot off-premise sign billboard at 251 North Nellis Boulevard in Ward 3. Item number 100 is RQR 32733, applicant Lamar Central Outdoor LLC, owner Simon Inc., required review of an approved special use permit for a 45-foot tall, 14-foot by 48-foot off-premise sign billboard at 3209 West Sahara Avenue in Ward 1, Councilman Tarkanian's ward. Item 101, RQR 33271, applicant Clear Channel Outdoor, owner Sahara Westwood Hotel LLC, required review of an approved special use permit for a 55-foot tall, 26-foot by 24-foot off-premise sign at 2601 Westwood Drive in Ward 1, Councilman Tarkanian's ward. And 102, RQR 33272, applicant Clear Channel Outdoor, owner Jeannie Levy Family Trust and Allen Levy Trust, request for a required review of an approved special use permit for a 45-foot tall, 14-foot by 48-foot off-premise sign at 2921 West Sahara Avenue in Ward 1, Councilman Tarkanian's ward. Item 103, RQR 33655, applicant ABC Stores, owner SMK Inc., required review of an approved special use permit for the sale of packaged liquor for off-premise consumption in conjunction with the convenience store, ABC Store at 23 Fremont Street in Ward 3. Item 104, WVR 33585, applicant George Jakakis Inc., owner McKnight Senior Village 2LP, request for a waiver of the Title 1328 addressing requirements for a senior citizen apartment complex at 651 McKnight Street in Ward 3. The Planning Commission and staff recommend approval for each of these items, and items 95 through and 98 through 104 are public hearing, which I now declare open. Is there anyone wishing to speak on these items? Seeing no one, will close the public hearing on those items. And could we have a motion for items 95 through 104?
Your Honor, I move to approve agenda items 95 through 104.
Thank you. You've heard the motion. Please cast your vote. Please post. Motion carries. At this time, we're going to bring item 88 and 89 forward. Item 88 is extension of time 334411. Variance, applicant owner Good Earth Enterprise Inc., request for an extension of time of an approved variance to allow 35 parking spaces where 70 parking spaces are required for a proposed 330-unit apartment complex at 233 South 6th Street and 233 South 7th Street. This is in Ward 3. Item 89 is extension of time 33412. Special use permit, applicant owner Good Earth Enterprise Inc., request for an extension of time of an approved special use permit for a 330-unit assessed living complex, apartment complex at 233 South 6th Street and 233 South 7th Street. This is also in my ward. Staff.
Mayor Pro Tem, staff apologizes. There was an error. The staff report indicated a recommendation for denial, but the cover sheet said approval. Staff wants to confirm that our recommendation on both items is for denial. This application was originally approved 6 years ago, and there have been a number of building code violations and code enforcement complaints on this property, and therefore staff is recommending denial.
Thank you very much. Could I have, did you have something to say, sir? Mr. Smith, could you come up, please? And Mr. Klein from the fire department. Originally, this request was for an 8-year extension of time. The last extension of time was 4 years ago. Could you explain to us what kind of shape this building's in, please?
Good afternoon. Devin Smith, Manager of Neighborhood Response. I'm just going to go over a few bullet points with the property and why we're asking for this to be denied. Las Vegas Fire and Rescue has referenced LCID as having continued fire code violations. Property is currently under revised order to comply issued by the Las Vegas Fire and Rescue. Complaint was initiated in June of 2008. Building is not in compliance at this time and is an outstanding reinspection fees for failure to comply. The hotel and hotel annex were closed in 2003. by order of their Southern Nevada Health District and Las Vegas Fire and Rescue. This was due to missing smoke detectors, lack of hot water, no air conditioning, and an inoperable fire alarm suppression system. 7 construction permits beginning from March 1996 to February 2003 have been issued for the repair of fire safety items, and an attempted change for assisted living requirements. All have expired. There have been no attempts to comply with the conditions stated in the special use permit 1531 and variance 1295. Requests for 2 extensions of time have been approved, allowing 5 years to meet compliance with SUP conditions. The property was mitigated under the dangerous abandoned building program with the understanding that the property would remain clean and secure. Property has since been allowed to deteriorate and left in disrepair, inoperable fire system, broken and blown out windows, weeds, etc., which violates Las Vegas Municipal Code 1631. Recent building assessments by Neighborhood Services, Neighborhood Response, Code Enforcement, as requested by the Fire and Rescue, found both buildings as candidates for demolition. Conditions found include noncompliance from any previous mitigation acceptance, unsafe building, and public nuisance. No current or active business licenses have been found or recorded for either address. So basically what we have here is a building that over the last 5 years has just been allowed to sit there and deteriorate, and it has become a huge blight and inconvenience for the city of Las Vegas. So that's why today we're here to ask for denial of the request.
Thank you. Mr. Klein, you have anything you want to add, sir?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, Mayor Pro Tem, Council. David Klein, Deputy Fire Marshal, Las Vegas Fire and Rescue. Along with all the things Mr. Smith had stated, we have approximately 10 years of limited or very limited code compliance when requested. We have outstanding violations currently today, as Devin had stated. Primarily the standpipe system. We have Fire and Rescue has no way to get water into that building if it catches on fire. We have no possible way to do that. There are numerous code violations still outstanding, and no compliance, no attempt to comply. These last 2 have been attempted.
Thank you. The applicant's present.
Yes, sure. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Sophie Lau. I'm the owner of the Elsa Hotel.
Excuse me, Mayor Pro Tem. Her mic's not on. Her mic's not on.
Is her mic on?
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, my name is Sophie Lau. I'm the owner of the Elsa Hotel. The hotel itself right now is being boarded up, and it's not a public nuisance, and fire department has made their routine inspection. And we received some notice, some items such as the hallway, the stairway, all the mattress, the furniture must be removed. We done that. And in the lobby area, we had a little plumbing leak that was repaired, which I took pictures, took with me. And the building actually right now, the surrounding, as a matter of fact, I have a security guard stay on site in the annex building to patrol the building, to make sure the property is sound, safe, and shrub, weeds is all cleaned up. It's not a public nuisance. Now, my purpose of getting the extension of time is convert the hotel operation into the assisted living group care home due to the nature of this tourist season town that it's hotel rooms overloaded.
Excuse me if I could, ma'am. We gave you an extension of time 4 years ago for this purpose again. The same thing you're telling us today, we gave you an extension of time 4 years ago. Nothing's happened.
Well, what it is we had to regroup the investors, and also the economy went down, degraded, and it's very difficult to get.
Not 4 years ago.
Not 4 years ago, I agree. But at that time, we had partnership problems. And so what it is right now, by not giving me extension of time, the only option would be convert back to the hotel. It's a 4-story concrete block building. It's very safe. As far as fire department, right now, I think they're a little upset with me is due to I have tried to negotiate and disputing the 2 items they want me to do, which right now is in dispute. That is, they want me to turn the fire alarm system on and to be monitored. And then another item is dry standpipe. I comply all the other items.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, okay? I'm going to give you a 6-month extension at this time, and you come back in 6 months, and I hope you'll have a plan for us. You'll have something in place to show us what you're going to do to start correcting a real bad issue in the middle of our downtown area, which we don't need to have. And I just hope that within the next 6 months that you get some of these code violations taken care of, and that way we can maybe come back in 6 months and help you. But right now, I don't feel like that the council needs to go out on the limb any further and continue doing what we've done over there at this location. So my motion is going to be to allow a 6-month extension of time. Can you give us a date for that, Vicki, please?
And Your Honor, if I may, just on the record, all the reports that we have from Fire, Health, Building and Safety, and my department has clearly stated there's to be nobody occupying that.
Absolutely.
Those buildings whatsoever. They've been rendered unsafe by all the departments. So I just wanted to make that clear.
All I have is one security guard to stay in the annex, which was originally allowed by the building department.
No.
Nobody can be on site and occupy any of those units. All of my reports here clearly state from the building that it's completely unsafe. My department and fire all agree that the building is unsafe for occupancy.
Excuse me, but the main building is 4-story. There's nobody there. I'm talking about the second building is in the annex. It's only 2-story, and it's a security guard who has been working for me for years, basically watch out the property.
Do you know what she's talking about in the back there?
In the back building, there's an annex area that recently there's been a fire back in there, and the person that she's talking about is an elderly gentleman. I would assume he's in his late 70s, and he has been notified that he cannot be in that building and occupy that building. He's very aware of that.
Okay.
Excuse me, there's no fire in the annex. There's a fire in a different corner of the building. That's not true. There's no fire in the annex.
Devin, could you meet with her and have her explain to you exactly where it's at, and we can go look at it?
Sure.
But we will comply if this problem is existing that Mr. Smith's talking about. Then he will not be living there, and that's part of the conditions.
And just again for the record, Your Honor, it is posted on the building on the window. Do not occupy substandard building on all buildings, all entrances, all buildings, including the annex, because my people actually posted along with fire. Unsafe, uninhabitable, and it is posted.
What that does, that makes the city responsible if anything happens to that gentleman while he's living at this facility, because we need to enforce that.
Yeah, excuse me. Originally, it was from their department to agree that only a couple of staff to secure the building is allowed, but we're definitely not allowed to rent or do business, which we never done all those
Mr.
years.
Smith's going to work with you, okay? He'll work with you after this meeting here in the morning. Set up a meeting with him, and you guys take care of it, okay?
Okay.
And so my motion is going to be allow for a 6-month extension. I do want at least to have, in 6 months, I want to have a report back on what your plans are, what you're going to do, and I want some of these problems taken care of in the 6 months. And then we can talk again about what we're going to do, okay?
Thank you very much.
Any questions on the motion?
Mayor Pro Tem,
Yes.
the second meeting in October then would be the 21st.
21st of October.
On both items, change to condition number 2, that the application will expire on October 21st unless another extension of time is approved by the City Council.
Absolutely. You've heard the motion on item 88 and 89. Please cast your vote. Please post.
Sorry.
You're doing good. She can be replaced. Please post. Motion carries. Thank you, guys. Okay, item 105 is RQR 3428, a payance item required 1-year review. Public hearing, applicant owner Timothy and Alexandra Volts request for a required 1-year review on a approved special use permit to allow proposed 55-foot high retractable amateur radio antenna tower at 325 Santa Fe Street. This is in Ward 1. Yes, sir, be glad to hear from you.
Yeah, good afternoon, Council. My name is Timothy Volts, 325 Santa Fe Street.
And what are you requesting?
Approval.
If I may, Mayor Pro
Yes.
Tem, to add that at the time of the staff report, he had not obtained his final inspection. That has been approved, and so staff would recommend deleting condition number 2.
And can we put in there that we have a 2-year review?
If you wish to do so, sir, then we would add a condition that there shall be a review at a public hearing of the City Council within 2 years.
That'd be good. This is a public hearing. Anybody else wish to speak on this item? Ms. Clark, how are you today?
Just fine,
Thank you.
yes. I am Juanita Clark with Charleston Neighborhood Preservation. Is everybody at the tea party?
They're busy.
Anyway, I hope they're all in good health. Yes, seeing that this particular item is within our boundaries. Besides, but wherever they were, we would be speaking for this ham radio site to be in the city of Las Vegas. Just to have it in Nevada is wonderful, and so we definitely are for this, and we trust that we will never need to use his services or the services of any of his people that do this type of thing in emergencies. But anyway, we're glad they're there.
Thank you.
It's good. It's good. Very good insurance.
Thank you.
And having attended the Community and Emergency Response Team classes put on by or CERT, put on by the fire department throughout the nation, and we've seen even more use for that. So, thank you.
Thank you. The motion will be for approval of this item with all conditions, with an added condition of another 2-year review.
Would that be a administrative review?
No, it needs to come back before the City Council.
Okay.
You've heard the motion. Please cast your vote. Please post. Motion carries.
Thank you
very much, sir. Items 106 and 107. Item 106 is a request for a variance to allow 38 parking spaces and no loading zone where 96 parking spaces and 1 loading zone is required. Item 107 is a variance 33018, request for a variance to allow a lot coverage of 70% where 50% is the maximum allowed, to allow no step back where one-to-one step back to height ratio is required along a street classified as collector or larger, to allow a 7-foot front yard setback where 20 feet is required, to allow a 6-foot side yard setback where 10 feet is required, to allow a 0-foot rear yard setback where 20 feet is required, and to allow a 0-foot corner side yard setback where 15 feet is required. The applicant owner is 11th Street Holding, Inc. The project is located at the southeast corner of Stewart Avenue and 11th Street. Planning Commission recommends approval and staff recommends denial for both items, which are in Ward 5, Councilman Barlow's ward, and our public hearings, which I now declare open. I see Mr. Cherry here.
Right. There's 2 more items, too. 108 and 109 are also part of this.
Staff. Item 108 is a special use permit, 33014, request for a special permit for a proposed mixed-use development. Item 109 is a site development review, 33013, request for a site development plan review for a proposed 4-story, 48 by 48.5 foot tall mixed-use development consisting of 60 residential units and 1,924 square feet of commercial space, with waivers to allow a 0-foot landscape buffer along the north side and west perimeter where 15 feet is required, and to allow a 0-foot buffer along the south perimeter where 8 feet is required. Mr. Cherry is present. Mr. Cherry, please.
Good afternoon, Sam Cherry, Cherry Development, 900 South Las Vegas Boulevard. We're here to seek approval on a 60-unit apartment complex. This item was held in abeyance for very valid concerns of Councilman Barlow's, and we've worked closely with his office to work with those concerns, and hope we've resolved the issues and explained how we formulated this project, and we're here to seek approval.
Thank you very much. Do you have anything to say? Thank you. This is a public hearing. Anyone from the public wishing to speak? Seeing no one, will close the public hearing. And Councilman Barlow.
Yes, Mayor, thank you so very much, and I would like to thank Mr. Cherry also for the conversations that we had. I did have this item held from last meeting due to my concerns in regards to some of the requests the applicant had, specifically pertaining to the parking. My concern for the downtown as we move forward, of course, is to make sure that we have ample enough parking for our residents and visitors alike as we continue to grow. The development that will be coming online is a development that is much needed, specifically for the targeted market in which the developer seeks to provide tenants in this area the opportunity to not only live but work in the downtown community as well. One of the selling points for me that he was so gracious to point out was the fact that the RTC route, the rapid bus transportation, and the opportunity to get in and out of the downtown, specifically for its tenants without vehicles. And so with that, I believe that moving forward, trusting in the development as well as the developer, that we will have a development that the entire community will be able to support and be proud of at the end of the day. So with that, for item number 106, I would like to...
Councilman, excuse me if I could, sir. Could we just have Mr. Cherry explain to us, that these are apartments going to be for rent, and he explained a little bit about the apartments and how much we're going to be able to charge for these affordable apartments downtown?
Absolutely. It's workforce housing that the rents will be between the $700 and $900 a month range. We're looking, we've had tremendous amount of requests for people that work downtown currently that aren't looking for the luxury high-rise or aren't able to find a mortgage or work on the Fremont Street or work even at Soho Lofts. Some of them currently live in downtown, but they're looking for something new and exciting for them. So we feel that this will satisfy the people that want to live in downtown. The product isn't there for a market rate apartment complex. In a time where the mortgage industry has just collapsed and people are having a difficult time getting mortgages, this helps out tremendously. So our focus on our marketing as well is going after the people that work in the general vicinity so we can see them walking, we can see them servicing the different businesses, we can see them on the transit system. We're already seeing it happening with the high-rise projects that we have, so we know it's going to happen here. It's an exciting project for us. It's hopefully continues what started on the East Las Vegas with developments that are currently there. And parking is a very valid concern. I mean, we agree, and we feel that we have a game plan that's going to satisfy the city, satisfy the development, and satisfy the people that are moving there. And it's something that the city's been a team with us working on each one of our developments. Redevelopment Agency has helped us tremendously to bring these projects forward, and we work with them on a daily basis to finish these projects. It's one thing to start them, but to finish them, it's more tremendous.
Well, so I certainly support Councilman Barlow, and I know that there is a need for housing like this down in the downtown area, and I just really appreciate, there is another approved project just like this in downtown, and I just want you to know that we appreciate what you're doing downtown, and you are help setting the standards. So we hope that we can continue development like this because of what you've done here.
Thank you,
Councilman Barlow. Thank you.
You're welcome. So I would like to move for approval of item number 106.
You've heard the motion. Any question? Hearing none, cast your vote. Please post. Motion carries. 107, please.
And for 107, I would like to, and 107 is the variance to allow the lot coverage, the 78% lot coverage, where 50% is the maximum. I would like to move for approval of this item, but also if the applicant will explain the rationale behind the 70% lot coverage.
Absolutely. When we first purchased this property, It was when the city had an initiative to develop East Las Vegas. We bought it in hopes of doing a high-rise in the future, similar to Newport Lofts. The parcel is the exact same size. The reason why there hasn't been a tremendous amount of mid-rise projects in downtown Las Vegas is the land prices have been tremendous, and it's never penciled on the other end for apartment complexes. So this project being a couple blocks outside of the Centennial Plan, we're subject to a different set of rules with lot coverage. And the only way that a project is able to really pencil with the mid-rise are people realizing that the land value has to be decreased so you can find it on the other end to make it pencil. So it's a function of the pro forma trying to see what we can do to make a project work. Initially, we had 80 units. We felt it was too much. We went down to 40 units. We couldn't make it pencil at 40 units, and at 60 units is where we landed.
Okay, and I appreciate that. So with that, and as well as the explanation, I am in support of item 107 for approval, subject to all conditions.
Any questions of the motion? Hearing none, please cast your vote. Motion carries. And item 108.
And item 108, Mr. Chair, if you will, as far as the special use permit for the mixed use and the retail, what are your plans, if any, or at least the thoughts as it pertains to the retail on the ground level?
Yeah, we have a very limited amount of retail on the ground floor. It's approximately 1,924 square feet. We want to carry the theme of what we've done in Soho and look for the gallery that can come in there, the art gallery. We won't have a grease trap in here, so there won't be a restaurant in there. We're very careful of the tenants that we have in our projects. We want it to complement the area tremendously. We've had people approach us with different things that range from liquor stores to first time check cashing businesses, and that's not what complements the area as far as we're concerned with our project. So we want to keep in theme with what we've done in the past, which is find the art galleries. We think it'll be one tenant that would be in the ground store and the ground floor retail. And again, we just want to keep in theme with what we've done in the past.
Right. And this is probably more so for our attorney, Jim, if you're awake down there. I'm kidding with you, Jim.
I'm awake.
You're awake. As far as, for example, in the future, check cashing or uses that will require a special use permit, those items will, of course, come back before the council, correct?
Most certainly, Councilman.
Okay. So with that, I would like to move to recommend approval of item 108.
You've heard the motion. Any question on the motion? Hearing none, please cast your vote. Please post. Motion carries. And 109, please.
In 109, I just have a question for you in regards to your color scheme. Having sat on the corner and looked around and looked at the various buildings that have been there for quite some time, as well as the new developments that have come online, such as the Stewart Pines at the corner of Stewart and Maryland. Mm-hmm. What are your plans for your color scheme? Because I would love for it to flow in the same color pattern, earth tone, such as what the Stewart Pines development has done. It looks really nice on the corner there.
The color scheme we currently have, we're open to changing.
Do you have it posted?
We do, and it should be in the package.
Okay,
that was
yes,
submitted.
it's up on the area. Okay,
and it's similar to the urban lofts that are to the south of the project. I can say that we're open to meeting with your office in the future as well, and come in with color boards to satisfy what the vision is for this area, and work closely with your team if you'd like.
Right, I would like to make that one of the conditions. I really do like the color scheme that the Stewart Pines development has done, and I would like to see it somewhere in that color family. versus the color that you currently have.
Okay.
So how would I condition that, Jim?
If I may, the condition
Margot.
would be a modification to condition number 3 to add that a final elevation, the final color and material elevations shall be provided to the Department of Planning and Development for final approval prior to issuance of building permit.
Okay, and when that is done, I would like, of course, for your
Certainly.
office to work with me so that I'll have an opportunity to take a look at that, because
Certainly, sir.
I am concerned about that as well. Are you amenable to those
Absolutely.
conditions, Mr. Chair?
Absolutely.
Okay, so with that, good luck to you on your project. I
Thank
will
you.
ask the council to vote with me in favor of approving item number 109, and should there be anything in the future that you need, please feel free to reach out to me.
Absolutely. Thank
Thank you.
Thank you.
That
You
would
heard
be
the
my
motion.
motion.
Any question on the motion? Next, Councilman Barlow. Please cast your vote. Please post. Motion carries.
Thank you
Good
for the
luck to you guys.
consideration. Thank you.
You bet. Item 110 is a site development review 33017, advanced item, site development plan review, public hearing, applicant owner, Nikal Associates LLC request for a site development plan review to add a 1,718 square foot second floor to an existing 3,654 square foot building with a waiver of the downtown Centennial Plan streetscape and parking lot screening standards on 0.18 acres at 1112 South Casino Center Boulevard. This is in Ward 3. Mr. Larson's present, and this is a public hearing. We declare it open.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Paul Larson, 300 South 4th Street, representing the applicant. When we was here 2 weeks ago, we showed you the rendering that I have in front of the camera. It's a renovation of an existing building for an art gallery. We're in agreement with all staff conditions with the exception of condition number 10, which describes the sign on the premises as being abandoned. If I could direct your attention to the overhead, there's a picture of the sign as it currently exists, and clearly the owner is using the sign and wants to continue to use it, given the disposition of the rest of the neighborhood signage.
Looks better than the signs behind it.
Let me point out which sign. The sign in question is this sign here.
I'd say it looks better than the signs behind it.
We think so too. And here's the sign looking east, and also I believe it looks better than the background. So with the exception of condition number 10, we are in agreement with all if approved conditions, and we'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
We got staff digging over there, so we need to wait just a moment, I believe.
Do you want to have that plan? I don't know that anything's been submitted.
I'd be happy to provide these photographs to staff. It's an existing structure.
Margot, don't look so discouraged.
Okay, then we'll need to change condition number 3 to reference the building elevations as presented to City Council on April 15th.
With that correction, okay.
We'd be happy to do that. I would point out that the photographs staff has attached to the backup did include a depiction of the sign as is. So
And there is a existing fence that's coming down.
that's correct. That's one of the conditions we've agreed to.
This is a public hearing. Anyone wish to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing. With those corrections made in the conditions, I'll make a motion for approval of this
If
item.
I may, Mayor Pro Tem,
Please.
just so that we have your wishes clear, condition number 10 with regard to removing the freestanding sign would be deleted. The question is, do you wish the existing freestanding sign to have the face replaced rather than allowing a new freestanding sign?
I'd ask the applicant.
The face of the sign, as it currently exists, is what we would prefer to use. We recently had new vinyl, new graphics put on the sign, and that's what the art gallery intends to use. So we'd like to have the sign remain as is.
So then we would change then condition number 10, sir, to say that the existing freestanding sign located at the northeast corner of the property shall be allowed to remain and the building and the face of the sign changed.
That's right.
Thank you.
We'd agree to that.
Any other changes, Margot?
That's it, sir. So just changes to number 3 and number 10.
Thank you. With those changes so noted, then we'll make a motion for approval with those changes. Any questions on the motion? Cast your vote. Please post. Motion carries. Thank you.
And just for the record, I'd be happy to give Margaret the photographs.
That one, I didn't finish that one. That one's all on me. This one? Yeah. Thanks. Sure.
Item 111 is rezoning 32740, public hearing, applicant owner, First Presbyterian Church of Las Vegas, Nevada, request for a rezoning from RE Residence Estates to O Office on 4.13 acres at 1515 West Charleston Boulevard, 1608 and 1620 Ellis Avenue. This is in Ward 1. Planning Commission and staff both recommend approval. And I see Mr. Veltman here, so I guess the applicant's representative is here.
Mayor Pro Tem?
Yes.
Let me make a disclosure first. I'm an elder in the Presbyterian Church. I am not a ruling elder in the First Presbyterian Church, so I have no ability to be involved in their decisions. I do know both of the gentlemen at the podium, but I don't think that will enter into my decision.
I know them
too. Okay.
Jim Veltman, Studio VBM, 1601 South Rainbow. I need to also disclose the fact that I am a commissioner with the Historic Preservation Commission, and that it was my opinion that this project had no conflict of interest with what I do on the Historic Preservation Commission. I have with me the pastor of the church, Reverend Jim Houston Henkin, and we are here to answer any questions you might have. Basically, nothing is changing except the zoning because of the activity of Project Neon and the widening of I-15 that will happen in the next years. We don't know when, but sometime soon. We have been shown Phase 1 plan, and we have been shown other plans that get very close to the church. So we recommended that they change their zoning to what the master plan would allow, which is office.
Thank you. Are there any questions of the applicant? We okay with those disclosures?
Yes, Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you very much. This is a public hearing. Anyone wish to speak on this item? Close the public hearing. We'll make a motion to follow Planning Commission staff's recommendation for approval of this item with all corrected conditions. Any questions on the motion? Let's cast your vote. Post, please.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Item 112 and 113. Item 112 is a request for rezoning from CM Commercial Industrial to CM and Commercial Industrial to C2 General Commercial to C2 General Commercial. Item 113 is Site Development Review 33087, request for a site development plan review for a proposed office and retail development consisting of a two-story, 43,110 square foot building, a two-story, 51,630 square foot building, and an 8-story parking garage with 78,280 square feet of commercial space with a waiver of the downtown Centennial streetscape standards for a portion of the frontage on Casino Center Boulevard. The applicant CMS Nevada LLC and the owner is CMS Mission Arts LLC et al. The project is located at the southwest corner of Casino Center Boulevard and Coolidge Avenue. Planning Commission and staff both recommend approval of both items. These items are in Ward 3 and are public hearing items, which I now declare open. Mr. Amick is here representing the applicant. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Reese, Council. Tom Amick, 3800 Howard Hughes Parkway. I'm here on behalf of the applicant, CMS Nevada, and David Moses, who's with me here in the audience today. There are a couple applications that are before you. The project is a proposed retail, restaurant, and office development. It's in the Arts District downtown. It's about 2.87 acres. It's located at the northwest corner of Boulder and Casino Center, just north of Charleston there. It essentially consists of 3 buildings, two-story buildings, and a third building that is an 8-story parking structure that has retail around the ground floor with special event banquet uses on the top floor. Essentially, we're seeking to capitalize on all the great stuff that the council has done down in the Arts District, specifically related to the Boulder Vacation and the forthcoming sculpture park. So we've been working with the city for a while, and the Arts District as well, and I know Mr. Geyer is here in the audience tonight as well, or excuse me, this afternoon. So we appreciate the staff recommendation of approval, all their help, the Planning Planning Commission recommended approval as well, and we'd respectfully ask for your approval today as well. I'm happy to answer any questions, and I did promise Mayor Pro Tem Reese that I would show the elevation.
There you go. Pretty awesome, huh?
It is. We're very excited about it.
This is a public hearing. Mr. Geyer?
Dick Geyer, 8260 Hilton Head Court, president of 18B, Las Vegas Arts District Neighborhood Association. We have, of course, known David for some time as he's been developing this project. He's now actually on our board. He's so important to us. And we, of course, enthusiastically recommend your approval. This is a very exciting project. What I wanted to say, in addition to that, is in helping David to be successful here, is what has and is occurring in the Arts District. And this is not only for David, but anyone else that even looks at this part of downtown, which, of course, is in the very center of our city. And you know most of these things, but I want to put them on the record again. First, we're getting the Oppenheim 40-foot-high illuminated paintbrushes on Charleston Boulevard, one across from the Arts Factory, the other down by Las Vegas Boulevard. Those lights will project across each other. They're on track to be completed for an opening in January of 2010. We just met on those yesterday. We also are getting approximately 70 new light poles in the district, which will have the 18B Arts District logos on them. So you will know you're in the Arts District. They're coming. They're funded. The First Street Promenade, which would come from the RTC terminal up at Garces all the way back down to Boulder, is partially funded and is being gradually done. That's a squeezing in of the street and streetscapes, landscaping there. It's going to be very, very beautiful. Also, I believe this morning that you had Mr. Payman here this morning about licensing for the bar that he's taking over at the Arts Factory, or the restaurant. There's a bar to be built to the east of that. It should be completed within the next year, and that will add a tremendous amenity right across the street from this project. Boulder Park, which on the west end of Boulder Avenue, has been approved. It's in the bidding process. It'll be completed probably by the end of this year, and that will be another lovely amenity. Again, that's funded. $1,430,000 is in the bank and being used to complete that project. Of course, the new City Hall, the RTC terminal, everything just a few blocks north of us. That's funded, I hope, and we'll be going through very, very soon. And finally, and probably the most important thing to all of us, and particularly to David, where his placement is the ACE bus. The stop for the ACE bus is at Coolidge and Casino Center. It's within a stone's throw of the corner of David's buildings. So that will be a tremendous impetus for people going back and forth on that bus to get off at the Arts District, get off and see and experience the various galleries and things, and restaurants, everything he has planned for this project. So we're happy with this project, and we're happy with the environment that the Arts District is now able to provide for this developer and many others. Thank you.
Thank you.
Question, Mayor Pro Tem? You know, I sense the enthusiasm from you guys, but I'd ask you to do me a favor, because you see the big picture with downtown, Arts District, all the other components that are going to fit in there. You need to tell people about it so they understand. Help us do that, because not everybody gets it. You get it, and you're excited about it because I can see it in your eyes and the enthusiasm. But a lot of folks don't, and they don't understand everything that we're trying to do as a city council and other groups are trying to do in the downtown area. So I just ask you guys to continue to promote that with everybody you talk to. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? This is a public hearing. Anybody else wish to speak? We'll close the public hearing. On item 112, make a motion for approval with all conditions. You've heard the motion. Please cast your vote. Please post. Motion carries. And we welcome Councilman Wolfson back. And item 113, I make a motion for approval with all conditions. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, cast your vote. Please post. And let's get it built.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Okay, item 118. is RQR 32723, required review, public hearing. Applicant Clear Channel Outdoor Inc., owner David Maddox, required review of a approved special use permit for a 40-foot tall, 14 by 48-foot off-premise sign at 3340 North Rancho Drive. This is in Ward 6. Councilman Ross, please. Applicant's present.
Good afternoon, Mayor Pro Tem, council members. Rod Carter, 2880 Mead Avenue. On behalf of Clear Channel Outdoor, we concur with the conditions. We've taken care of all of our permits, and we're happy to move forward.
If I may, Mayor Pro Tem, we can delete condition number 2 because all final inspections have occurred.
Thank you very much. This is a public hearing. Anyone wish to speak on this item? Seeing no one, will close the public hearing. Councilman Ross, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. On agenda item 118, I would move to follow Planning Commission's recommendation for approval.
As amended?
As amended,
Thank you.
Director.
You've heard the motion. Any question on the motion? Hearing none, cast your vote. Please post. Motion carries. Item 119 is RQR 32726, required review. Applicant Clear Channel Outdoor Inc., owner City of Las Vegas Redevelopment Agency. Appeal filed from the denial by the Planning Commission of a required review of an approved special use permit for a 40-foot tall, 14-foot by 48-foot off-premise sign billboard at 500 South Las Vegas Boulevard. It is a public hearing declared open, and Mr. Carter is here on this one also.
Rod Carter, 2880 Mead Avenue, on behalf of Clear Channel Outdoor. Pursuant to our conversation, I brought some pictures showing you the updated structure.
Can we go to the overhead, please?
We've repainted the column.
You got upside down, buddy.
Oops.
Now you got upside down. How long you been here?
Facing me. There we go. Columns taken care of. The posters are blank. Everything's taken care of. There's no flagging. The final inspection has been done. There was a question of that not being turned into the planning department, so we've taken care of all of our issues.
I need to ask my staff down below me here. Do they have permission to put in a dual face, or do we control that?
Yeah, there's no prohibition. We didn't make that change at our last ordinance change for the billboard, so they are allowed.
I guess then if they put up a dual face, I just have them take it down then? Take the sign down?
I'm sorry, say that again?
If they put up a dual face. I don't like the dual face.
Oh, okay. Well, like I said, I know the sign companies have indicated that's not prohibited by our code specifically, that they can have a dual face, because they do meet the 14 by 48 foot.
Can I condition it that you just put one on there?
Sure, if you like.
I agree. I'm sorry, Mr. Carter. I don't like dual signs. So on this sign here, Margot, can we add a condition on there that it will just have one advertisement on there at a time on each side?
Yes, sir. And we also do need to delete condition number 2 as they have obtained their final.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone from the public who wishes to speak on this item? Hearing no one, we'll close the public hearing, and I'll make a motion for approval with that added condition. Any question on the motion?
Is the applicant in agreement with the condition?
Pardon?
Is the applicant in agreement with that condition, Council?
He's just shaking his head.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Please cast your vote. Please post. Motion carries. Item 120 is RQR 33270, applicant Clear Channel Outdoor Inc., owner Simon Chelsea, Las Vegas Development, LLC, request for an approved special use permit for a 50.5-foot tall, 20-foot by 60-foot off-premise sign billboard adjacent to the east side of Interstate Highway 15, approximately 1,100 feet south of Bonneville Avenue. This is in Ward 5. Staff recommends denial. Planning Commission recommends approval. This is a public hearing. I declare it open, and the applicant is present.
Rod Carter, 2880 Mead Avenue, on behalf of Clear Channel Outdoor. This board was come up before the council with the recommendation of denial from the staff due to the final permit issue. We have taken care of that. It is finalized. We request your approval moving forward.
This is a public hearing. Anyone wish to speak on this item?
Again, condition number 2 would be deleted, sir, if approved.
Thank you. Councilman Barlow.
Yes, Mayor Pro Tem. I would like to also request that this billboard remains one advertisement on each side as a condition, and ask if the applicant is amenable to that condition being posted on this item.
We have tri-visions on all 3 of those signs as a part of our agreement with the outlet mall, which means that the faces rotate as opposed to a side-by-side. Councilman Barlow, I don't know if you wish to have that condition imposed, I don't know if I can agree to that today. I mean, that's a substantial...
What do you mean they...
It's a single face, and there's 3 slats. So every 8 seconds per NDOT code, city code, it rotates to a static face, and then...
Well, let me ask you this question. Every time it turns, is it one complete billboard?
Yes,
that's what I'm
correct.
requesting.
Yes, it is.
Now, as far as the slats are concerned, I'm not concerned about that.
Okay, there's no side-by-side posters.
But what I agree with the mayor pro tem is having the full 14 by 80 billboard split in half, meaning you having one advertisement on the left, another advertisement on the right to make up the 14 by 80, which is very unattractive. And so if it's static in the sense of it's switching and it's 114 by 80, I'm in agreement and amenable to that. And so what I'm asking you as a condition that I'm placing is that the board will always remain as one full advertisement, whether or not as it switches versus 2 separate billboards on one face. So Margot, if you can just jump in and just clarify that.
That condition is already there, sir.
Okay.
This is a case where that condition was already placed on it.
Okay.
And I can confirm that when the changes occur, it is a single advertisement. It is not a double advertisement on an individual face.
Which condition number is that?
It is the existing condition number 6 from the approval in 2006.
Would all city code requirements and design standards?
Only one advertising sign is
Must be
permitted
set
per
first.
size face is number 6 in the approval letter from 06, which is the last page in your backup.
Let me see, because I don't see that.
Letter dated March 20th, 2006.
Oh, in the backup. Okay, well, if it's already there, then we're good. I don't know if say something. Okay, I see it. Only one advertisement sign is permitted per sign face. Great. Then I would like to move for approval of this item.
The only change being the deletion of condition number 2.
The only change being the deletion of number 2 as amended.
Thank you.
That would be my motion at this time.
Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, please cast your vote.
May the record reflect a yes vote for me, please. May the record reflect a yes vote for me, please.
Please post.
Sorry.
Just log on here.
Well, wait. I'll need to withdraw the motion so he can log on before the vote. Let me withdraw the motion.
Sorry, Councilman.
Are you logged on?
Yes.
Do you have a vote?
Redo it again.
Let me do it one more time.
All right, thank you.
You were registered here, but apparently not up there.
Thank you. There we go. Thank you.
Please post.
I posted before you registered.
Please show me.
One more time.
No, I'll vote yes, okay?
I need to.
No, I'll vote yes. Okay. Cast your vote one more time, the last time.
I promise.
Beverly, don't make mistakes like this.
We're trying to make up for all the time the mayor lost in his votes.
Thank you, Mayor, Council.
Thank you. And at this time, I would like to call item 74, boards and commissions. Las Vegas Clark County Library District Board of Trustees, the appointment of Andrea Arthur Holtz, term expiration 4/18/2009. I'd like to call it back for reconsideration, please.
All right, let's vote on that, please. Motion to reconsider. Opposed, please. Motion carries. Thank you. Item 74 is Las Vegas Clark County Library District Board of Trustees, the term of Andrea Arthur Holtz, which expires April the 18th, 2009. Ms. Arthur Holtz was term limited and is not eligible for reappointment. I've been advised by the Mayor Pro Tem that she has been a wonderful public servant and that her service on the Library District Board was everything that we would expect it to be, and we want to thank her for this. At this time, I would move to appoint Carol Reese to that position. Let's vote on that, please.
Without any compensation.
And the record should reflect that Ms. Reese is the wife of Mayor Pro Tem, that she has experience as far as librarians are concerned, that ultimately she wishes to become a librarian in the public school system, and even though I don't think it's necessary, in an abundance of caution, Mayor Pro Tem has spoken with the City Attorney's Office, and they have not told him this has to be the case, but Mrs. Reese is going to forego any salary or per diem in that responsibility and not receive any public funds. That's my motion. Yes.
Do I need to abstain?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'm allowed to make a motion after it's reconsidered. Right.
Okay, I need to disclose the fact that Carol is my wife. I do know she'll do a good job, but I will abstain on this item.
Okay. Let's vote, please. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. All right, we're getting to the item 122. This is council member recognition. Does any member of the council wish to speak to any item under this portion of the agenda?
Sure do, Your Honor.
I'm sure you do. All right.
I want to thank you, Your Honor. I want to point.
121. Pardon me, Councilman. I've been
did we miss
way
one?
too long. I forgot what I'm doing. 121 is I'd ask the clerk to please set the public hearing dates and appeals from the City Planning Commission meetings and dangerous buildings or nuisance litter abatements. And then 122, members of the council who wish to speak may do so at this point. Councilman Ross.
Thank you, Your Honor. I just want to point out this weekend at Floyd Lamatuli Springs Park, that would be the 18th and 19th, Saturday and Sunday, is the Celtic Festival. The Highland Games will be going on out there. And, Your Honor, I think, as Director Wheeler's pointing to me, I'm wearing a kilt. I think you're going to be out there with me. Am I right?
If I'm not taking dancing lessons, yes.
Well, I have promoted the fact that you will be in your kilt out there on.
I would not go unless I'm in my kilt, and you could eat your heart out when you see my legs.
That's one thing I wanted to point out. It is not free to get in there. There is a fee to get into the park that day. And I also want to start today, because in a month is the Eldorado. Not only the Eldorado Rodeo on May 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th, but our great Eldorado Parade. It'll be held on Saturday, the 16th. And I believe all of us as council members will be emceeing that parade as they come down the street. So that's going to be an interesting.
Well, that's good.
Interesting day. So I'm going to start promoting that now. We're already doing it on Channel 2, and
is now the time for a disclaimer that I've never emceed anything, especially a parade, especially a rodeo parade.
I'm not sure.
But I'm taking your lead,
have.
Councilman Ross. I'm taking your lead. I'm sure we'll be trained.
Well, Councilman Wilson, I'm going to wing it, so I'm shooting from the hip as we go.
Very good. Okay, anybody else want to be heard at this time?
Yes, I do.
Yes,
Thank you.
Councilor Wilson.
Next Wednesday, April 22nd, is the second Project Volunteer to occur in Ward 2. It's at 1 p.m. at Veterans Memorial Leisure Services Center. And this is a great, great project where we bring together a number of volunteer organizations, probably 60 or so, in one location. And we're asking all sorts of students from across the valley. You don't have to be a City of Las Vegas resident. You can live anywhere in the valley here, whether you're a high school student, a junior high school student, or just anybody that wants to get involved in a volunteer organization. This is a great project to come out to and meet a number of our volunteer organizations. So one more time, Wednesday, April 22nd, at the Veterans Memorial Leisure Services Center out in Ward 2 at 1 o'clock.
Thank you very much. Anybody else? Councilor Steinman.
Thank you. I'd like to remind my constituents in Ward 4, and especially in Sun City, that there will be a town hall meeting tonight at Desert Vista Community Center in Sun City. We expect a few more than 10 or 20 people, maybe 400 tonight. So if you're interested in what's going on in Ward 4, I'm going to make reports. The Commissioner, Larry Brown, is going to be there tonight, and I think the mayor is going to show up also. So remember, tonight, 7 o'clock, Desert Vista.
Very good. Thank you. And I will be there for sure.
Mayor Goodman?
Yes, Councilor Barlow.
Okay, great. I would just like to remind the residents of Ward 5, in particular, the West Las Vegas community, that we have our second West Las Vegas update plan meeting to go over the amendments to the West Las Vegas plan on April 30th, Doolittle Community Center at 6 p.m. So please come out and review the updates, and we're looking forward to bringing this item before the Planning Commission as well as the City Council in the coming months. So once again, that's April 30th, Doolittle Community Center, inviting all of the West Las Vegas community members out for the West Las Vegas Plan Update meeting. Thank you. 6 p.m.
Thank you. All right, thank you, everybody. Anybody else? All right, folks. 123, which is citizens' participation. Public comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters within the jurisdiction of the City Council. No subject may be acted upon by the City Council unless that subject is on the agenda and is scheduled for action. If you wish to address us, please step up to the mic, give us your name, and we'll put the 3-minute timer on. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Mayor Goodman, I reported in front of you at the last City Council meeting. My name is Deanne Wiesner, W-I-E-S-N-E-R. I am here for 3 reasons. First, I'd like to thank you for having Attorney Scott get a police report for me.
Good.
I am the natural mother to my daughter, and I am caught in a nightmare between the City of Las Vegas and Clark County. This has resulted in my losing my child because of the policies and procedures of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department and the district courts, 8th Judicial District Court, which is funded by Clark County. Specifically, on July 15th, 2004, I called 911 due to domestic violence by my daughter's father. He is an employee of the City of Las Vegas. The rogue cop that came to the scene was my judge, jury, and executioner, a man that stated in his own handwriting in a statement written at the scene that he manhandled me, was not arrested. I reported the next day to the Family Violence Program at the District Courthouse because I contacted Safe Nest as I was given a blue card, and they instructed me on what to do. They took pictures of my bruises, and now I'm told that the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, that evidence is missing. I would like to talk to Mr. Jerbick, who is suing me on behalf of the City of Las Vegas, and I'd like to talk to somebody. I don't know if you're the kind of mayor, the kind of person that would like to get things righted because of the exposure the City of Las Vegas has to me. And since I last appeared here, I received a letter that the City of Las Vegas has received a letter from the United States government with exposure. The United States government ordered the City of Las Vegas to change their practices. And I don't know if you have a copy of this letter, but it was sent to the governor and to the Director of Health and Human Services for the state of Nevada. And it was also sent to General Counsel for Clark County, which is Miss Miller, Marianne Miller.
Okay, let me ask this. Mr. Scott, are you familiar with this situation at all?
I am somewhat, Mayor, but I really can't.
What I'd like to do is I'd like, if you could, to talk to me about it, and then if I feel I can intervene and do anybody some good, I'm happy to do that. If I feel I'm precluded because of lawsuits and the like, or it's out of our jurisdiction, then I'll tell the young lady that's the case, and I just want to be frank and upfront with her.
And just let you know, she has sued us.
Okay,
No,
I probably can't talk to her.
I don't know why he's stating that. Why are you stating that?
Because I received a complaint in the mail from our criminal department with your name on it, countersuing the city of Las Vegas.
And what is a countersuit? It's because the city of Las Vegas is suing me.
Okay, well, let me do this. Instead of having this kind of discussion, Mr. Scott will brief me, and if you leave your phone number with our manager's office here, I promise you, as soon as I'm briefed and can look into it, I'll give you a call, or I'll have somebody else give you a call saying that I can't talk to you.
Well, I do know that Mr. Scott is not aware of the situation. This is submitted by a Bradford Jerbeck.
Well, that's the city attorney, and if you'd like, you can leave that. If you have an extra copy, leave that with the clerk, and I'll take a look at it.
I'd be happy to have, this is my copy if
I see.
somebody wants to make a copy of it.
Okay, I don't know whether we have the ability to do that at this point, but if Mr. Jerbeck wrote the letter, it will be in the file. I'll be able to take a look at it.
And may I ask you another question? Do you have jurisdiction for me to get the police report that I got that you helped me to get is about my daughter's sexual abuse. I did not know about that. I have been told by the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department that they did not investigate it because they were told CPS investigated my daughter's sexual abuse. CPS was told that Metro was investigating it. It has not been investigated. My daughter also lost her eyesight in a kidnapping, and the 911 dispatcher is laughing on the telephone while my daughter is suffering head trauma in the U-Haul that she was kidnapped in. Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department has not investigated this. They have done a partial investigation, but the felony child endangerment that occurred to my daughter on July 12th, 2008 has never been investigated, and I was called by Lieutenant Carroll of the Domestic Violence Unit to stop talking. I'm not going to stop talking about domestic violence. I'm a victim.
Fine.
And
I'm going to have this checked out, and I'm going to have somebody get back to you if you leave the number with my manager.
Okay. Thank
Good.
you very much, sir.
No problem. Yes, sir. I know.
Good afternoon, Your Honor, and esteemed City Council. My name is Michael Lee. I'm publicly known as the Las Vegas Super Bum. It's been a while since I've been here. I'd like to preface my comments, first of all, by welcoming our new City Council members, Councilman Barlow in particular for Ward 5, and interim Councilman Steinman for Ward 4. Thank you very much for stepping up to the plate and serving our community with some very exciting things that are happening here in Las Vegas. Unfortunately, I find myself here today addressing something that we keep talking about and keep spinning in circles. The reason that I find myself here today, after such a long absence, even though I've been monitoring the situation in Poverty Flats, is recently in the Review Journal there was an article that was talking about the ongoing situation in the area that I refer to as Poverty Flats, more commonly known as Homeless Corridor. Some of the things that were said in the Review Journal were disturbing to me. So I went down there on my weekly visit, and I couldn't believe how much the situation has gotten out of control. I immediately reached out to each and every one of y'all, talked to your staff people, requested a personal meeting to sit down and talk about this situation because it is getting out of control. In response to the Review Journal article, I met with recently 2 weeks ago with Councilwoman Tarkanian, and we talked about the situation. In that discussion with Councilwoman Tarkanian, she requested for me to come up with a general overview of what I thought a solution would be. On this thumb drive, I have a white paper which I'm going to be issuing this week. I was hoping to be able to email it to you today. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to do that, but I will get it to you either by the end of this week or the start of next week. What I find interesting about the Review Journal articles, once again, we're revisiting several ideas which myself, Gail Sacco, Forgotten Voice, homeless advocates all over the city have talked about time and time again. We came out and we came up with a very detailed plan of how the city could immediately impact the problem. But we can revisit that again in a later issue. What I want to talk about right now today, is we have a problem in this area. I agree with Councilman Barlow, and I agree with the mayor and the city council. We got to do something about this. What I expressed to Councilwoman Tarkanian is two things. One, the law must be enforced. The ACLU's position, I've always said, is very soft about this whole thing about obstructing sidewalks and yada yada this and that. The situation right now is so bad, it's starting to impact the business climate in Ward 5. If the city does not act immediately, it's going to continue to spread. I have never seen this area as filthy as it is. I've never seen it. I've never seen as much crime going on and everything. And it's being encouraged by the lack of city action. By the lack of city action. And I'm saying the law must be enforced. Those tents must be removed. The health hazard warnings must be enforced.
I appreciate you coming down, and I can assure you that tomorrow Councilman Barlow is going to be participating in a meeting with the city staff as to how to address this particular situation.
Outstanding. And I'll have this paper to y'all. You guys know how to get a hold of me. Come down to Poverty Flats. But let's not let the situation continue, because let's demand some personal responsibility from people, and start to improve the business climate down there, because it's, I hate to see Anderson Dairy get hurt by this.
Right. You're right. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time.
Mayor,
Thank you.
Mayor, I can say one thing, and I appreciate your comment, sir. You call it homeless flats.
No, sir, I've always publicly referred to it as Poverty Flats.
Poverty Flats.
I'm a formerly homeless person that you may have read about in city life,
Right.
and this is the reason why I come up here.
Right, and I appreciate your comments, too. You call it Poverty Flats, but I would tend to, we've really renamed that corridor of hope, because that's what we're really trying to provide, not only hope, but a residence to house those who are out on the street. So thank you, and I look forward to working with you.
Sir, that's a good comment that you're making there, sir. But the thing of it is that we have to start, as a community, to demand some personal responsibility from people. Okay? It's not acceptable to be making your living room out of the city of Las Vegas sidewalks. I'm sorry. I was out there on the street for 9 months. You never saw me pitching a tent out there. I agree with neighborhood response team and agree with the public health warnings.
That's why I agree with you wholeheartedly, because that's my push right now to really get to move those residents, if you will, off of the streets and into a more conducive location.
No, sir, we can't afford to wait for that. We got to put the hammer down now.
And we're working on it. Thank you.
Now. We have to do it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else like to be heard? All right. Seeing none, the meeting's adjourned. Thank you.